Texas Longhorn linebacker Malik Jefferson. He's going to the practice squad. They also brought back running back Malik Davis and tight end Sean McKeon. Former quarterback Will Greer has found a new home. He signed with the Cincinnati Bengals practice squad. Texans had some rough injury news yesterday. Rookie center Juice Scruggs has suffered a strained hamstring. Kenyon Green, a shoulder injury.
Guess what day it is?
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day?
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. On this Wednesday afternoon, live out of Texas Cheer Liquor number 3, which is Highway 90 in Montgomery on, I guess, what's becoming Joe's favorite day of the week. How much did you pay James Pledger for that crap?
That's a gift from James Pledger. I was not expecting that.
Actually, none of us were. But let me hear that again, James.
Hump day?
James is so tired of you doing it so poorly, he went and got the real thing and just made it a drop.
Day sounds exactly the same.
It really does.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Try that.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
I can't do that.
Well, why not?
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
See, I mean,
what day is it, Mike?
Look, I mean, whatever.
Woo!
Guess what day it is?
It's a Wemby Wednesday.
Yes.
Why not?
Victor Wembanyama.
He one day could be running with the freak. If you believe some reports out there. Could you imagine?
Yeah, oh my God.
I mean, Giannis and Wemby on a Wemby Wednesday.
Talk
if we
about
want a dream
team.
I mean, some people might ask us how much we've had to drink if we were to start that conversation, and we're in the right place for
Absolutely.
it. It would require everything here at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3.
Well, I mean, who knows? Those rumors fly around sometimes where there's smoke, there's fire. You never know.
There's 3 bottles sitting in front of me.
Yeah, there is.
3 really nice bottles sitting right in front of me.
Really nice bottles.
Yeah, all Texas Cheer private label bottles that we are sampling here today between now and 6 o'clock tonight. So all you have to do is come on by, and you just heard free samples, so we know Rudy J will point his car this direction and head this way.
No doubt.
We've got 3 Texas Cheer Liquor private barrels, Elijah Craig, a Penelope Toasted Barrel Strength, and a Jack Daniel's Rye.
Woo! All of which sounds delicious.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And our friends from Silver Star Whiskey are out here as well. They've got some samples going on. Silver Star Vodka and their honey whiskey. They already have the best prices here at Texas Cheer Liquor in town on their half gallons, the 1.75 handles today. $14.99.
$14.99.
Just mentioned you heard it on the Blitz, and you're going to get that handle for $14.99.
Let me tell you,
I've got one of those Silver Star vodkas in the house right now. It's about half empty. I might have to replenish it for $14.99. That's
well,
a hell
I know
of a deal.
I will, like 2 or 3 at least, right?
Yeah,
but
that's just a normal Saturday for you.
And naturally, and I had a bottle of that Silver Star that because AD will run these great price promotions a lot.
Yes, and you take advantage of them.
I do.
Yes.
I mean, why not? You're talking $15 for a handle of vodka, and that's good vodka.
$14.99.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, you rounded it up.
I charged him a penny extra.
Well, yeah. Leave a penny, take a penny.
That's right. But that's good stuff. I mean, it is good vodka.
It is.
It's really good vodka.
Silver Star's got good stuff, man.
Absolutely.
Got that distillery up in the DFW area.
Yeah.
It's a fun place.
Now, see what I like about that? It's like made out of corn, right? It's corn. And most vodkas are what? Wheat? Rice? I don't know what they are, but this is.
Don't act like you know what you're talking about, man. I just know that you're going to save $5 on this thing right now for a big old thing of vodka. Oh, we're heading into Labor Day weekend. I don't know about you. I'm heading to the coast, and I know we're going to be thirsty.
I will be taking at least 2 of those home. I promise.
At least 2.
At least 2.
Well, AD is here. He's going to get you up to 4.
Well, he might. We got 4 hours to go.
You might as well get 5.
I might.
You might as well get. How many come in a box like that? Just go put that in Reinagel's trunk right now. Absolutely.
Here, AD, you need a credit card?
Yeah, absolutely. What do you mean? Don't you have an account here?
I should. AD's smarter than that. He's smarter than
your
that.
credit card is on file here.
It should be.
He's not.
It should
He
be.
is the smart one.
Dude, there's not a better place to go than Texas Cheer Liquor if you need to stock up. I mean, it is Labor Day coming up.
It
Perfect
is.
time to come out and see us.
Did you not realize it was?
Sample. I just said, finally hit me. It is Labor Day. That's great. You know when it hit me? I get all these emails from everybody saying you got to, got to record all this stuff for Monday.
Yeah,
we're off
put
Monday.
a depth chart out.
Yeah. And Nick Saban's going to put a depth chart out. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going on there.
It's fantastic. See us here, Texas Cheer Liquor number 3. We got a lot to talk about too today.
We
man,
do.
which
But
is
before we get into everything that we've got to talk about, we got a gift today from Guantanamo Bay, Cuba.
That is so cool.
Now, for the last several months, this guy John has been commenting on socials and on the YouTube live stream, and he's been down in Gitmo. Can't tell you what he's been doing down there because otherwise he'd have to kill you. But, like when I was in the Navy, we went to Gitmo a lot.
Yeah.
And obviously that place has changed quite a bit since I was there in the early 90s. Although in talking with them, the beach there, which is one of the best places in the world to go scuba diving. This place called St. Philip's Lighthouse Beach. It's incredible. You go 150 feet down or more, and it's still crystal clear. It's gorgeous. He said that's still there, but you can't leave the base.
Yeah.
And obviously they're protecting people we don't want to know that are still on this planet for whatever reason, right?
Absolutely.
But he brought us some shirts from Gitmo.
That was so nice.
That was nice. Now, I don't know. I mean, because he brought a shirt for Rudy and he brought a shirt for Rob. They're not here.
Well, I mean, I was going to
Shelton's going to get a shirt.
Shelton.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Shelton's going to get a shirt.
Now, Rudy most likely will show up here at any minute.
Well, did we say free samples?
Of course.
Yeah. Rudy will be here.
So he'll get his, but Rob will never know.
Rob will never know.
He'll never know.
Rob will never know. Although Rudy will show up, get his gift, leave it, and then expect somebody to bring it to him. There was exactly an email today that was going back and forth with the good people over with UTSA Athletics. I got to find this email just so I do this accurately and correctly. Let me find that email.
Hold on. Let me ask AD while you're looking for that. Spur 210 AD wants to know, do you carry, can you put that back, pledge? Yeah. Azul Resposado.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
he does. He absolutely does. Spur 210.
Look, literally, it's right there.
Look at that.
Is that it right there? Yeah, show that on the camera. Let that guy get all.
What you're talking about?
That guy all thirsty. That's the good stuff. You walk into somebody's place, you see that, like at Ryan Eagle's house, you know it's good. You're at a bar and they're pulling that off the top shelf. I mean, that's good stuff. So come get it here at Texas Cheer Liquor.
Yeah, come out and see us.
So we got an email from UTSA Athletics, some business stuff that we do. And then the email from the great Kyle Stevens. Hey, Rudy, I still have your bucket hat from the 2022 Football Media Day that you left. I can bring it. It's been sitting here in my office for over a year.
That just tells you what a great guy Kyle Stevens is.
Yes.
I mean, for him to hang on to that hat for almost 2 years now.
Uh-huh.
Well, a year, I guess.
Still. Yeah.
Still. Kyle, you are a good man.
Well, and it makes me wonder because Rudy's got a lot of bucket hats.
He does.
There was a bucket hat missing from Cowboys training camp.
There was.
I'm wondering if Rudy thought that was his bucket hat that wasn't really meant for him.
You think Rudy would wear a Cowboys bucket hat?
If Rudy didn't pay for it, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's true because all of a sudden it just disappeared.
It was gone.
It was gone. I don't know what happened to it.
Not that it disappeared. We were packing up the house, getting out of there.
Yeah.
And, we had gone to Jerry Jones's flea market. We bought all our stuff. And you had it, but it was meant for somebody else at the station as a gift. So it was just kind of sitting out. It's not the kind of thing that somebody would have thrown away, but somebody packed it away. Now, I thought you had it. You thought I had it. Neither one of us have it. Rudy's the only bucket hat wearer. And nobody asked Rudy, hey, man, do you happen to pick up a bucket hat?
You know what? That's a question we're going to have to ask him.
Mm-hmm. But if Rudy was down a bucket hat because he left it at UTSA,
I just don't know if Rudy would wear a Cowboys bucket hat.
Rudy
now, I have been
Rudy is a Cowboy fan. Don't let him fool you. I mean, he's I think troll, but he's like you.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got posters of Dak Prescott up in his room.
Well, he realizes the same thing that I realize is that, it's good for business. The Cowboys are just good for business. Win, lose, draw, it doesn't matter. And then Jerry Jones does, stupid things, and it's good for business. It's all good for business.
But you still, you like him.
I love Jerry Jones.
I mean, but you end up liking the team. And again, his team is the Chicago Bears. There's nothing there to love.
Well, their quarterback's pretty good.
Well, he's getting there.
Getting there.
But right now the side chick deserves front seat.
Right.
His main.
Well,
but if Justin Fields gets pretty good, maybe the Bears get back into the front seat, if you follow me.
Well, it could happen. But, Rudy's still with the narrative that Trey Lance is going to take Dak Prescott's job.
Well, he's just a troll.
And it's just not going to happen.
It's not going to happen, but that's just Rudy being the troll that he is.
All right.
That's what it is. Speaking of Trey Lance, he talked yesterday, has a jersey number and everything now with the Dallas Cowboys. That? We'll dive into what all that means as we continue here live out at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3. Highway 90 and Montgomery. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, make sure you get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you need T-shirts screen printed, go see Sam. If you need caps done, Sam has over 12,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps. He has over 700 uniform lines to choose from. All the big name brands like North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, to name a few. Nobody has better prices, and Sammy is the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too big, certainly no order too small. So call Sammy's Embroidery and Printing, 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or better yet, go by that massive showroom down on San Pedro, a mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check his website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
This is Texas A&M football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday night at 5, it's the Aggies and New Mexico. Presented by Ewald Kubota, ABC Home and Commercial Services, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. You've probably heard me talking about Stevens Roofing for a long time now. Summer is here, and that means long, hot days for everyone and everything, including your roof. Did you know our hot Texas sun pounding down on your roof can degrade and age your roof? You need a reliable roofer, and that is Stevens Roofing. They're online at stevensroofing.net, or you can give them a call at 210-785-0994. That's Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994.
If you're hit by a car, truck, or commercial vehicle, you need help with vehicle repairs, car rental, medical care, Davis Law Firm can help get your life back on track. For over 25 years, we have secured important verdicts and settlements for our clients, some in the millions of dollars. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car or truck wreck or hit by a commercial vehicle, call the Fours right now. Call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to remember, and that's 4. Attorney consultation by appointment only. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. Davis Law Firm is a proud official partner, personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
Hey, Cowboys fans, want to kick off tailgate season with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, Rowdy and a Dallas Cowboys legend? Stop by the H-E-B located at 850 FM 1103 in Cibolo from 9 a.m. to 12 noon on Sunday, September 24th. You'll even have a chance to enter to win tickets to an upcoming Dallas Cowboys home game, as well as tour the Hall of Fame bus and more. Don't miss out as we roll into town for the Dallas Cowboys tailgate tour presented by H-E-B.
Before you fire up that grill, get into Tri-County Meat Market, because a great meal always starts with great meat. Tri-County Meat Market is locally owned, and they're full service, believe me. And they've got everything you need to up your grilling game. And now they're featuring MTX beef. Beef raised, fed, and harvested right here in beautiful Central South Texas in our beautiful Texas Hill Country. Tri-County has what you need with quality you expect. And you can always take advantage of the 5 for $25. Head over to Tri-County today, and I know you're going to be thanking me later.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Listen up, sports bettors. This is Rudy J here to tell you about my favorite sports book and casino. That's BetUS.com. I only endorse one sports book, and that's BetUS.com. They're celebrating their 30th year of sports betting service with a special offer up to 30 risk-free bets. That's right. Get Bet Protect and get started today by visiting BetUS.com or give them a call at 1-800-MY-BETUS. That's 1-800-692-3887 to learn about all their bonuses and special offers. That's BetUS.com, sportsbook and casino, where the game begins.
Thursday on R&R in the morning. Yeah, the sounds from Frisco continue. The fallout from the Trey Lance acquisition. Did the waiver wire land a gift of a sinner? We'll talk all the Cowboys you can possibly stand. We got college football finally. It's an SEC Pac-12 matchup. Won't be able to say that much longer. Can Florida whoop Utah? We'll get there. Now back to the Blitz. Jason and Joe, there is no place finer than to be on a Texas cheer afternoon out on Highway 90. Say hello to everybody.
Appreciate you, Rob Thompson. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Live out at Texas Cheerleader number 3, Highway 90 in Montgomery. We are here until 6 o'clock. Heading into Labor Day weekend, man. You know you got to stock up.
Got to stock up, and I tell you what, the prices out here are unbelievable. Silver Star vodka, $14.99 for a handle.
Yep.
And it's good stuff. It is good stuff. They also got whiskey there, too.
Yeah, the honey whiskey.
Honey whiskey.
Texas,
you can try that, by the way.
Yeah, they're
if you come in
sampling.
here. Yeah.
They're sampling. Absolutely.
So, yeah, come on out and see us.
So, Will Grier not coming back to Dallas.
He's not.
He's moving to Ohio. He signs with the Cincinnati Bengals.
On their practice squad. So I'm happy for Will Grier. And I figured, and we said as much, the guy wasn't going to stay unemployed long.
No.
Although Mike McCarthy mentioned yesterday he wouldn't mind having him back as the fourth guy, but that's a better situation, I think, for Grier.
You know, and it's just the right thing, the nice thing to say. I mean, you remember me, Mike was not happy when they had to let Ben DiNucci go. It's a part of the business. I mean, you get to know these guys, and look, I might like you, but you suck. You got to get the hell out of here. and look, they had to get rid of Will Grier because Trey Lance needed number 15, and that's the number that he got.
15, huh? Well, who's number 5?
Isn't it one of the kickers?
I don't know.
I think it's the kicker.
Is it?
I mean,
screw the kicker.
The only, well, look,
I mean,
if you're a kicker, and in this case, I believe the punter, you're not giving up your number for the third string quarterback, but the only quarterback eligible numbers available until they released some of those guys were 8 and 12. And there's no way in hell that Trey Lance was going to get 8 or 12.
No.
Or anybody else for that matter. You're not getting 8. They can get Caleb Williams next year. He's not getting 8 or 12.
No. That's not going to happen. So
you had to get rid of Will Grier just so Trey Lance could have
15.
a 15. And he had a 5. And so if he likes a 5 in his business, he's now got a 1-5.
Well, he grew up a little bit. He aged 10 years. Maybe that'll help him.
Well, I mean, look, I look at a guy like Trey Lance. He gets to Dallas. All that guy wants is a fresh start.
Yeah, I mean, definitely looking forward to being here. Like I said, I was just very excited to be here, very excited to continue to get to know the guys, the coaching staff. And yeah, this fresh start definitely, it feels great. I'm excited to be here.
He's excited to be, and why wouldn't he be? I mean, he wasn't going anywhere in San Francisco, and at least for this year, he's not going anywhere in Dallas either. But, I mean, there is, I guess, hope for the future.
You know, it's interesting as you start to digest the whole Trey Lance trade and trying to make sense of everything. Right? Listening to some of the ESPN shows this morning, and Dan Orlovsky was a big part of the conversation, and Tannenbaum. Trey Lance was the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers last year, a team that ended in the NFC Championship game. He got hurt. Season's over, you're done. And then so at the time he beat out of Jimmy Garoppolo, who is a starter in the NFL. Lost his job to Brock Purdy. Very similar situation to Dak Prescott taking over for Tony Romo.
Mm-hmm.
The idea that Trey Lance can't play, and he's been a bust to this point, as he had enough of an opportunity. He won a job last year. Now, you could argue he won a job with all the picks they gave up to get him. He better win that job. But to label him a bust at this point seems a little premature. Then you look at Dallas, and Greeny suggested, with the $60 million cap hit that Dak Prescott has next year, if they don't rework his deal. He's got a no-trade clause, and he cannot be tagged. If the Cowboys release him, then you've got a potential guy in Trey Lance. You get a whole year to see what you have in him, as opposed to getting desperate at the, in free agency. All right, well, let's make our move. At least they get an opportunity here to kick the tires on a guy like Trey Lance just to see if he could be the guy if things don't work out with Dak Prescott.
Well, it seems to be the intention that that's where they're going, and they want to, as you have said, have that developmental guy. The problem is going to be the fact that he came in so late. He doesn't get any preseason games action under his belt, although he had a couple in San Francisco, and he was terrible.
He wasn't that good.
He was terrible. Yeah, exactly.
Not that good.
Yeah. So he's not going to get any game action at all unless disaster strikes. Prescott and or Cooper Rush both get hurt. That's the only way he sees any action. So I'm not sure how much Trey Lance can improve just practicing during the week and never playing in a game until next year. That is part of the problem, and is part of the problem that I talk about with the timing of the whole thing.
Well, and again, you're right. There will be no game action for a guy like Trey Lance unless the season has completely gone down the drain. But if you're evaluating a player for an entire year in your building, you get to see how he studies. You get to see what he's like in practice. Maybe San Francisco is right. Boy, there's nothing here, man. We made a major mistake. Let's move on. For the Cowboys, all it cost them was a 4th-round pick to get a look. Maybe he does turn into something. He's still such a young guy with not a lot of football under his belt. Not a bad position to be in. I still go back to, there's no way, unless things go completely south, that Dak Prescott doesn't get a new deal and isn't the quarterback for the next 4 or 5 years, regardless of what happens this year, because at 80 years old, Jerry Jones isn't going to start over. The $60 million cap hit, even if they release it, would still be a massive hit against the cap, and you get nothing for him. I just don't see a scenario where Dak Prescott isn't on the Cowboys roster. Now, little Dan Orlovsky on TV this morning, well, you know what? I'd go get Matt Stafford and let Matt Stafford come to his hometown and take this Super Bowl caliber roster and go, shut up, Dan Orlovsky. That's dumb.
Well, I don't know how dumb that is. Well, it worked out for the Rams pretty nicely. But I'm not sure what Stafford has left in the tank, to be honest with you. I just don't know. And I'm not sure that would work out. And I think if you release Dak after the season, he's still going to count about $36 million on the cap. So you're right. It is a huge hit. I just don't see, if Dak and the Cowboys don't get it done this year, I honestly think Jerry is already losing patience with number 4. And I just don't see him being the quarterback of this football team for the next 4 or 5 years. There's got to be something done. The problem is Dak Prescott's agent is a genius.
Yeah.
He has done the work of my goodness, I would be so happy to have him as an agent. No trade clause, right?
Yep.
He can't be tagged again.
Nope.
So, Dak's in a pretty good spot. So maybe the Cowboys are over a barrel, and we'll have to do something like that.
Well, and I do think the Cowboys are over the barrel. Are there ways to get around some of this? Absolutely. Hey, Dak, what do you think of Tampa Bay? You got to waive your no trade clause for that? Sure. There are some scenarios. Look at Green Bay finally parting ways with Aaron Rodgers. It could happen. But you would have to see the divorce in Green Bay was in the making for 3 years very publicly.
It was.
That doesn't seem to be that way with Dallas. And by all accounts, Dak seems happy, and Dallas and the Cowboys seem happy with him. Ultimately, though, he has to win. So are there some scenarios where some of this projecting could play out? Absolutely. And a Matt Stafford, who apparently has trouble connecting with young people, I just don't. Well, that's what his wife said on a podcast.
Exactly right.
I just don't see a way where the Cowboys move away from Dak Prescott for a guy like a Matt Stafford. When you look at they're about to make Micah Parsons the richest defensive player in history, or at least sign him to the biggest defensive contract in NFL history. They just signed Diggs to major money. CeeDee Lamb is going to get paid. So it's not like the Cowboys could even say, all right, let's bite the bullet, get rid of Dak, eat it for a year, and kind of clear the books and start over. They're not doing that with the contracts they already have committed, and they're not doing that with an 80-year-old owner.
I just, again, I think that 80-year-old owner is running out of patience. That's why I think you hear the remarks that he makes yesterday about Jalen Hurts. You bring in a Trey Lance, a guy that obviously didn't sound like Dak Prescott was too keen on. So he didn't like that, which, Dak's really got no room to talk. I mean, he takes over for Tony Romo's job. It's just a business, and it's the way that it is. But I think that 80-year-old owner, because he is 80 years old, and we don't know how much longer he's got, I mean, he can't afford to be patient with a guy that is not getting it done in the postseason. And he can't. So I don't know how, if you rework his deal, it's got to be, or you've got to try to figure out a way to get it done where you can cut this guy if you have to and not take such a big hit for it.
We want to revisit the part about how great his agent is.
His agent's pretty good.
That isn't going to happen. Now, you look at Dak, who didn't seem overly happy with the Trey Lance trade initially, the way it all worked out. At least when Trey showed up at the building, Dak was there with open arms.
He welcomed me with open arms. This morning was the first time I ran into him. But yeah, I mean, that meant a lot to me. I know it's this business is crazy. But for me, like I said, I'm not looking forward at all. I'm just really trying to take it one day at a time. And this guy's obviously played at a very high level for a very long time. So nothing but, obviously just tons and tons of respect for him. As I think he deserves and gets from across the league. So for me, just trying to learn everything I possibly can from him.
Well, first of all, young man, he doesn't get a lot of respect from across the league.
No, he does. I mean, the players respect him. Just media guys like you that don't.
Well,
one of the best quarterbacks in the league. 25 other teams would love to have him, except the team that has him.
Well, any team that's not expecting to win in the postseason would love to have him. If you're expecting to win in the postseason, then you don't want Dak Prescott. So that's the problem. That's where he's got to step. I don't care how good you are. You can go undefeated for 5 years in a row in the regular season, get beat in the first round of the playoffs. You're not a good quarterback. It's the way it is in the NFL. I don't care what your stats are in the regular season. Obviously, you got to have them to get to the postseason, but you got to get it done there. And I think that's where Jerry is getting a little restless with his quarterback.
I 100% agree, but also I look at, since Dak has been in the league, how many Super Bowl rings does Aaron Rodgers have?
He's got one.
Since Dak has been in the league.
Oh, since Dak has been in the league. Okay, well, but he does have one, doesn't he?
He's got one. It was 10 years ago. It celebrated a high school 10-year reunion already. think about how long it. But
I would just like to see Dak get there, or get to an NFC Championship game. I think Cowboy fans would be happy.
Well,
with
sure,
that.
but I think even if Dak were to get to an NFC Championship game and lose, like Aaron Rodgers has done multiple times
a lot
at
of times.
Lambeau,
yes,
mind you. Nobody hammers Aaron Rodgers for that, right? But Dak, even if you say, I'd love for him to get to an NFC Championship game, if he did that this year and lost, son of a guy, he can't get it done in the postseason. Getting there isn't enough. Now get there and go win the damn thing.
Right, depends. How many interceptions did he throw in that NFC Championship game?
And if he wins it this year, you're going to say, well, it's because that defense was legendary, man. That Micah Parsons bailed out Dak Prescott and his legacy.
I tell you what, let's get there first before you start predicting what I'm going to say about Dak Prescott.
Yeah, I've known you too long, man. We're like an old married couple. I can finish your sentences.
And the thing is, with Aaron Rodgers, who cares? I mean, up until now, nobody liked the guy. I mean, he's an ass. So, I mean, let's face it, right? Until now, and all of a sudden he's turned into a decent guy.
He's a likable guy. Did you watch Hard Knocks last night? We'll dive into that coming up about 2:45. But you talk about likable. Boy, the Longhorns are now the most hated team in the Big 12.
Yes, they are.
There's nobody happy about UT in the Big 12. That Houston coach that Jeff Traylor is going to kick his ass this weekend had some things to say about the Longhorns. We'll dive into that as we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let me tell you about BraintreeNutrition.com. It's a great company founded by 12-year NFL vet Andrew Sendejo. Some of his former teammates and classmates from Rice, some doctors, some neurologists, they created these product lines for your overall brain health at BraintreeNutrition.com. Their Sleep Aid Restore has been a game changer for me. I'm sleeping through the night, but more importantly, I wake up feeling fantastic. And their new product, Brain Water, not your average electrolyte stick pack. Zero sugar, zero caffeine hydration formula is designed to keep you hydrated while also boosting your brain function. It can enhance your focus, elevate your mood, even help you recover from a hangover. And Brain Water stands out as a smart choice for sustained focus and energy because that zero sugar, zero caffeine formulation means no energy crash like you get with a sugary energy drink or caffeinated beverage. So make Brain Water your go-to hydration choice. Learn more and order online at BrainTreeNutrition.com. That's .com.
This is Texas A&M football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday night at 5, it's the Aggies and New Mexico. Presented by Ewald Kubota, ABC Home and Commercial Services, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is an important notice to consumers facing $10,000 or more in credit card debt, medical bills, or other unsecured debt. You may not be required to pay it all back because there are special programs now in effect that will significantly reduce the amount you will owe if you qualify. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. These programs, which the credit card companies like to keep secret, exist to aid American consumers struggling with overwhelming credit card debt by offering tremendous savings and real debt relief. Accredited Debt Relief has established a special hotline for you to call and learn what savings you qualify for. They've helped qualify consumers with over $1 billion in debt and are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. So don't wait. Get the relief you need during these hard economic times. For this free information, call the Accredited Debt Relief Hotline now. Call 800-652-5656. 800-652-5656. That's 800-652-5656.
Everything that you'd ever seen with Miranda Lambert on it, I have my finger on the pulse of what it is. Idlewind, I've seen every article of clothing. I've spent hours and hours sending inspirations. I've sent clothes that I love and fabrics, and I'm involved in every single garment that you see. It's important to me that it is an extension of my music, and it's an extension of who I am. I always want it to stay as honest as my music. Idlewind at Boot Barn.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. How does it all add up? If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTR-CM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Are you working way too hard for way too little? There's never been a better time to consider a career in IT. You could enjoy a recession-resistant career in a rewarding field with plenty of growth opportunities and often flexible work environments. Go to My Computer Career and take the free career evaluation. You can start your new career in months, not years. Take classes online or on campus, and financial aid is available to qualified students, including the GI Bill. Now's the time. Go to mycomputercareer.edu.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. You can be a part of the show many different ways. If you're watching on YouTube, you can always comment there and subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. You can tweet at Joe Reinagel 210. Tweet at me at Jason Minix, the station at SA Sports Star. You can dial up or text 210-656-ESPN. 656-3776, or better yet, just come see us here at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3, Highway 90 and Montgomery.
I hope you do, because if you do, you're going to get a treat. Silver Star Vodka's over there. They've even got the honey whiskey. We've got some samples here of the Texas Cheer private label that you can sample. That is incredible. All four of those things. You got a little Maker's Mark. You got some Jack Daniels single barrel, Elijah Craig single barrel, and what's this other one? Penelope?
This Penelope Toasted Barrel.
Now that one I've never tried. I've tried the other three.
Well, here's the
thing.
But
I've never tried.
I mean, we started the show. There were 3 bottles in front of me, and now there's 4. I didn't even see the 4th bottle show up.
Well, I did.
Well, of course you did.
I did.
They hid it behind my laptop.
Well, I can't wait to, after the show, try this Penelope. I want to try that stuff.
That Jack Daniels single barrel rye looks really good.
That's a good one.
It's got a little fancy Texas Cheer private label. It's got like a necklace on it.
I know it does, right?
Cool little labels.
Wow.
And, of course, Silver Star Vodka and their Silver Star Honey Whiskey on sale here. $14.99. for a handle of the Silver Star Vodka. You can't beat that.
No, are you kidding me? That's almost giving it away, for Pete's sake. $14.99 for a handle of vodka. Good vodka, too.
Cannot beat it. You know, I'm so excited. College football really gets started this weekend.
It does.
Last weekend doesn't really count. It doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
It really doesn't.
Yeah, well, not for Navy anyway.
Look, it was a scrimmage. It was a
Yeah.
scrimmage. We scored, damn it. We scored in Ireland. That's pretty good. Navy's got some work to do.
Yeah, they do.
I didn't need to see that game to know that Navy had some work to do. We'll talk a lot more Longhorn football coming up 4:15. Bob Ballou, our Longhorn insider, will join us. But as a UT fan, kind of like a Cowboy fan, yeah, I'd put the Yankees in this conversation. Notre Dame is in this conversation. Yeah. There are just the Lakers. There are just teams that people love to hate on, right?
Or love. I mean, there's no in between.
Yeah, you either love them or you hate them. But, but I think a lot of people love to hate. But they're in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on your mind. Well, I mean, you'd rather watch I know some Aggies. I'd rather watch UT lose than the Aggies win, right? I mean, which I
that's about the most Aggie thing I've ever heard.
Well, and Texans fans would rather see the Cowboys lose than see their team win, right? I mean, I know Texans fans, grumpy-ass Greg Shelton, that won't watch a Texans game because he's too busy waiting to see Dak Prescott throw an interception. I mean, you know, their joys in life come from other people's misery, right?
Mm-hmm. Very true.
Now, this year, the Texas hate seems to be turned up a couple 7 notches, right? I mean, you heard the Big 12 commissioner last week in Lubbock had some very interesting things to say.
In addition, candidly, we were able to get Texas and Oklahoma out a year early. That was a big deal for us, and I think all of you, okay? And, Coach, I'm not going to put any pressure on you, but I'm going to be in Austin for Thanksgiving, okay? And you better take care of business like you did right here in Lubbock last year.
Now, I realize, Brett, you're talking to a crowd in Lubbock and you're saying what they want, but you realize there is an internet. You realize that audio and that video clip is going to get outside of, I don't know, West Texas. Everybody's going to hear it. Now, all of a sudden, your cash cow for the Big 12, who's probably going to win the thing this year. I mean, from an athletic roster standpoint, the Texas Longhorns are by far the best team in the Big 12.
On paper, they are, yes.
Can they win the whole thing? We'll see. But, I mean, the cash cow that is, and what are you telling your officials? Make sure they lose every game?
See, I don't know.
I mean, comments like that from the commissioner, they don't go over well. Now, Dana Holgorsen, his Houston Cougars are back in the Big 12. They're going to start the year 0-1. They're going to lose to a little American Conference team, right?
They are,
UTSA is going to go there and kick their ass on Saturday night down in Houston. Dana Holgorsen was asked about UT.
And he said, basically, when he was asked about them, it's like, screw them. That's basically what he said. Screw them. And I believe they're on Texas' schedule.
Yeah.
Holgorsen really doesn't have a leg to stand on, man. I don't think that Cougar team's going to be very good this year, but he's throwing that out there. And you know what? And even though we're homers when it comes to UTSA, I think you are absolutely 100% spot on. The Roadrunners are going to kick Houston's ass in front of every Cougar fan that comes to that game.
I like UTSA in that game. In all seriousness, I disagree with you on how good Houston can be. Now, I know that they lost Clayton Tune. So when you lose a quarterback that does get drafted into the NFL, you're having to replace that guy.
Maybe should have been drafted by, I don't know, Jerry.
Maybe, but
he had the chance.
But look, he's going to have a chance to play in Arizona. I mean,
I think you or I could play in Arizona.
Well, I mean, but think about this. He's going to be in the NFL going, my goodness, my college team was better. But, but I kid. But I look at some of the guys that they have. I know they lost a lot, but with some of the NIL money that Houston has, they do have a pretty good roster. So do I expect them first year in Big 12 to be right up there in football? No. But I don't know that it's going to be a cakewalk for UTSA. But UTSA has a seventh-year senior coming back, a guy that's about to start his fourth straight year of college football, which is kind of unheard of. And they've got a lot of talent back. But, what was it, Monday after we did our interview with Jeff Traylor, who will be on the Blitz every Monday, except this Monday we're going to talk to Jeff on Tuesday because, Monday's a holiday. I'm surprised at the number of freshmen that made the two-deep roster. And that is a hat tip to the recruiting that they are doing over there at UTSA. That you've got some young players that are coming in and making the two-deep ahead of guys that have been there a while. Now, I know guys like Nick Saban, they don't like to talk about two-deeps. They just don't because it causes controversy. Jeff Traylor apparently has no issue putting out a two-deep with an underclassman on the two-deep ahead of the upperclassmen.
Well, what I love about Jeff Traylor is he's not afraid to do things his own way. And I think that's what makes him successful. That's why players like him, and that's why they bust their butt for him. And look, his recruiting, because it's got to be all him, doesn't it? Because most of these other schools can pay players a hell of a lot more than Jeff Traylor can pay them.
There was a article in the Express News today. In fact, Greg Luca from the Express News this week has had a series of articles about the financial side of the college football business as UTSA moves into the American Conference. And it's great reporting by Greg. But, yeah, when you dive into where their athletic budget is, I know Jeff Traylor, individual salary is high. They had to do that to keep him from going to Lubbock.
Highest paid coach in the AAC, by the way.
Publicly. I mean, because there's a couple private schools in there. But, yeah, I mean, he's right up there. But the assistant coaches' salaries need to rise. Their overall athletic budget has gone up, and they're going to get more just because the TV deal is going to be more. They're on FS1 Saturday night. They're not on some streaming deal where I got to go find it.
Right.
It's big boy college football conference, which is where they need to be. But the NIL is still a little lacking. And that's where, you see so often Jeff Traylor doing media appearances or speaking engagements is essentially asking people to break out their checkbook because that's what you have to do to compete. We're there now. You want to be there. We've arrived, right? As a city, as a program, everybody's behind the UTSA. A couple of years ago, remember when he was like, hey, don't wear your UT stuff. No, UTSA has kicked all those doors down, right? They're here, but to stay competitive, they need everybody to write those checks. He doesn't have a Tillman Fertitta.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't have like Dana has down in Houston. He doesn't have those kind of boosters.
Red McCombs, the McCombs family with the University of Texas, which they've got a bunch of deep pockets. But yeah, I mean, and that's a problem, and it's San Antonio. And look, there aren't a lot of those deep pockets running around San Antonio. That hurts, number one. And number two, when you look at even a University of Houston, it's established. It's been around for a long time. You've got graduates from there that now are, moved on to those deep pockets and can give back. With UTSA, hopefully that will happen as we move forward and it becomes more established. It's just not there. They'll get there with the help of people like April Ansira, for example, who's done a hell of a job with that NIL organization.
The 2-0 inspired with her and Martin Salinas and a couple other people that have gotten some things off the ground. Bob Wills has another collective that is really helping out. My goodness, I saw yesterday on the socials, a standalone single coffee shop, Mudslingers, worked a deal with Frank Harris. And I'm assuming that's not a massive one, but even the little ones, man, they all add up, which is the coolest part about the whole deal.
I think it's great. And UTSA will get there. But what Jeff Traylor has done is nothing short of miraculous with what he has to work with. And I tell you what, that guy's future in college football and maybe even beyond, who knows, is awfully bright.
It is. And again, you think about talking with Jeff Traylor and the fact that he is so accessible, and I don't want to say he enjoys talking to the media.
He enjoys talking to us. Let's just throw that out there.
But he does it, and he's engaging. I think about Nick Saban. Nick Saban and maybe it's Nick Saban realizing, man, maybe it's over. Because remember, he was complaining about Jimbo and A&M's money the other day, and his old assistant coach is winning national championships this year. Look, at some point, a dynasty ends. I don't know if this is the beginning of the end. I would never count out Nick Saban. I appreciate when I was driving over here to Texas, cheer liquor number 3 on 90 in Montgomery, Jim Rome calling it the red assery of Nick Saban. What do they call him? A Nictator?
Yeah.
I miss some of the Romisms. I'm glad he's back on the radio. But did you hear Nick Saban talking about why release a 2-deep? It's dumb.
When we put a depth chart out, you all think that's final. This is etched in stone that it's going to be this way forevermore, just because we come out of fall camp and that's where it is. But creates a lot of distractions on our team, creates a lot of guys thinking that, well, this guy won the job now and I'm not going to play or whatever. And quite frankly, we don't need that. I want all of our players to continue to compete for playing time, to try to play at the highest level. And I don't want anybody on our team to think they're a backup player. The depth chart kind of does that. I think most of the players on our team know who should start in the game and who shouldn't start, and nobody's entitled to playing just because we put it on a piece of paper.
Well, I mean, that really makes no sense, does it? I mean, look, Nick, I love you, but when you throw out a lineup this weekend and your starters run out there, guess what the other guys are going to say? Well, I guess we're backups. We're not going to play anymore. I mean, that on the face of it is just dumb.
Well, and nobody thinks it's etched in stone in there forever.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean,
so you put it out isn't he going to have a 2-deep? I mean, is it not a requirement for the first game? I mean, I know the media is going to want it. I'm sure the PA guy's going to want it. The radio guys are going to want it. And I mean, come on. That's just on its face just makes no sense.
Saturday night, 6:30, home game against Middle Tennessee. And you're already acting like this?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Middle Tennessee. So, and I would
if I put down a 2-deep, everybody's hitting the portal. Good Lord, I can't do that.
I mean, that's just dumb. You can only play 11 players, Nick. You know that, right? I mean, I would assume you're the most successful college football coach there is, but that's just a dumb statement.
I could see them in the locker room. All right, boys, gather around. 22, you have to start. You guys figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's what he said about his quarterbacks.
Yeah, somebody go win the job.
Who wants it? You want me to do it? Make me decide.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, in time, and I don't know that Nick Saban is this way, and I have a lot of respect for Nick Saban. I mean, he can be an ass. I mean, there are a lot of guys. Bill Belichick, Greg Popovich. I mean, to the media, they can be an ass. I mean, it's just the way it is. That's the way they were built. But, I mean, name a starter. Don't get caught up in, I'm going to hurt this guy's feeling if I don't.
You know what you do is if you're not really sure, you release the 2 deep and you put ors, right? Which is, again, drives me nuts as a play-by-play guy. And look, I get it. I mean, I ask coaches, high school coaches every week for a 2 deep. You know, I got a game Friday night. There's one team I still don't have their 2 deep. Now, I don't know if you're making a lot of changes after week 1 or if there were some injuries or whatever. Just send me the damn 2 deep.
Right.
I mean, I need it so I can prepare to do my job.
Exactly.
Right? And because it really, I don't want to say it's all about me, but I mean, and if you're not sure, put an or. I mean, it's not that hard. You don't have 7 guys trying to compete. It's down to 2. You can put or. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, it's just on the face. It's just ridiculous. And I don't think Nick Saban has always been this way. Has he?
Yeah.
He's always been the way. He's not naming somebody. Well, are you telling me that
it's rat poison?
Was he upset? Was Bryce Young not the starter last year? I mean, was there any question about that, or was it? Go out and prove it every week,
this
fellas.
Year it's the quarterback. Sometimes it's the left tackle. Sometimes it's a middle linebacker. But all we care about is the quarterback.
Just go out there, give us a 2 deep, and go play football. I tell you what, Alabama this year. Now I'm never going to count them out.
Yeah.
But Alabama this year, they could struggle.
Well, and that's why I say, is it the beginning of the end of the dynasty?
Could be.
And part of it is because we don't know who the starting quarterback is going to be, Nick, because he won't give us a damn 2 deep. But you also look at other teams in the SEC that have gotten better, other teams in college football that have gotten better. And we all know at some point there's going to be a drop-off. And, you know, it's weird when you talk about it like that, the sustained success that they have had. You know, you look at Auburn. They could go win a natty and then be awful.
Right.
Yeah, you know, Georgia's been able to sustain. LSU can be a roller coaster. Michigan, Ohio State. You know, Texas, we always think we're there, and then we find out we're not. Same with like a USC or a Notre Dame. So I give them a lot of credit for staying there. But at some point, they're going to have that year where it doesn't work out, and we're all going to say, well, he sucks as a coach. The game has passed him by.
It happens. And that's a ridiculous statement on the face of it there, too. But, look, Saban, love you. You're the king of college football coaches. There's no question about it. But that was a dumb statement. That was just a ridiculous statement.
He doesn't want to release the 2 deep.
Yeah, you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, or they won't compete.
You know,
anymore.
although I mean, I wonder, and I'd like to say let's put this on the little note to ask Jeff Traylor. Do college coaches fear when the 2 deep is released, a job has been won? Are they worried about a guy hitting the portal that quickly? I wonder how true that is when you think about the sensitivity of a kid. Now, if you're a kid going to Alabama, you realize you're going to have to compete. I don't see a kid that's at Alabama loses a job and is like, all right, I'm out. I could see that at some other universities where you think, I should be starting here or I'm gone. But I do wonder how much of stuff like that is a concern with the portal nowadays.
Look, there's no guarantee you hit the portal, you're going to be starting at whatever school you're going to.
100% agree.
So,
but I'm trying to, you know, great athlete. If they're at Alabama, 4-star, 5-star guy that was a stud wherever he was, the sensitivity of a 18-year-old kid that thinks his stuff doesn't stink. I didn't win this job. Well, it's the coach's fault, not mine. I'm out.
Well,
I could see that. I wonder how much that factors in, to be all honest about hearing that from Nick Saban.
I could see it too, and then you see the parents calling him and say, hey, why do you hate my kid? You're holding him back.
The parent.
Oh, my gosh, that's another thing. The high school coaches, and I know you know this too, man, you tell me that all the time. It's not the kids, it's the parents.
Oh, I can't tell you how many
gosh.
dads or moms,
every
mainly
parent,
dads.
Yeah, every parent thinks their kid's the next Tom Brady. I mean, every one of them.
Oh, My kid would be the starter, but the coach hates him.
That's it.
That ain't true.
No.
I know a lot of coaches. It's their livelihood.
Yeah, they want to win.
They might not like you, but they're not playing your kid because of it.
Best player's going to be out
and you know, they put our names out there on the All-Star selection committee. You know how many calls I get after the teams are announced? Why wasn't I? Well, your coach didn't nominate him for one.
Yeah.
Huh?
You just tell them, I just hate your kid.
Yeah. Coach hates you.
Yeah.
So you didn't make the team. No, I'm kidding. It's the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star Live on this Wednesday, this Wemby Wednesday out of Texas Cheer Liquor number 3, Highway 90 of Montgomery. Tomorrow night, we got college football. The Blitz tomorrow on the road up at the Roo Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. A lot of opportunities to come hang out with grumpy-ass Greg Shelton here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Texas A&M football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday night at 5, it's the Aggies and New Mexico. Presented by Ewald Kubota, ABC Home and Commercial Services, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you can't sleep because of annoying knee pain, that's a problem. If you stop running because your feet always hurt, that's a problem. If your elbow, shoulder, and neck pain make it impossible for you to do your job, that is a problem, and it's time to finally do something about it. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. No medications, no injections. Arasti treatment is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, we accept most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Hey, sports bettors, this is Rob Thompson here to tell you about my favorite sports book. In fact, the only sports book I endorse. That's BetUS.com. Football's here, and it's time to get busy again. And BetUS.com has a 30-year anniversary present for you. How about 30 risk-free bets? They call it Bet Protect. You need to find out about it. Go to BetUS.com right now as they offer the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus. And if you're coming with crypto, there's even more. That's 1-800-MY-BET-US. Go to BetUS.com, sportsbook and casino, where the game begins.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair, Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
It's football season, so you need to get to UnderdogFantasy.com or download the Underdog Fantasy app. Jason Minix here. I love playing on Underdog Fantasy and using their app because you can win real money, and it's legal in Texas and a ton of fun. Their NFL season-long pick'em game is live, where you pick between 2 to 5 players, select whether they'll go higher or lower on season total stats, then do what you do on Sunday. Watch the games, and you could win up to 20 times your money in a single game by going 5 for 5. Build your dream team today. Head over to their easy-to-use mobile app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with promo code START. Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code START. Must be 18 or over, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org. Go download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancer pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax.
Touchdown!
a new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax, 100% natural male enhancement formulas, only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Now's the time to get a great deal on Kubota construction equipment, featuring durable Kubota engines, more comfort, more productivity, more get it done right. The Kubota construction lineup shows up ready to work every day. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 36 months. Now through September 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, for 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Your home for the Cowboys.
Prescott all the way, runs it in for the touchdown.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Cowboys let a lot of guys go yesterday. Today, they're bringing a lot of guys back, including Texas Longhorn linebacker Malik Jefferson. They also brought back running back Malik Davis and tight end Sean McKeon. All three of those guys and most of the guys they brought back will go to the practice squad. Former quarterback Will Greer has found a new home. He signed with the Cincinnati Bengals practice squad. And we have a three-way tie in the chase for the American League West. Astros, Rangers, Mariners.
Guess what day it is?
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day?
Yes, it is.
Stop. It's the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix out at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3, Highway 90 and Montgomery on this Wemby Wednesday.
Hump day.
Yeah, you don't do it near as well.
Sounds just like him.
You really
can't
don't.
tell who the commercial is or who I am. It's one and the same.
It really
it's like
isn't.
we're twins.
It's
Hump day?
Hump day.
I mean, that's Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger twins.
Hump day.
Right,
You had a stick. I mean, it.
Yeah. What time is it? It's 3:02.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
I guess we'll just jump right in to the headline blitz.
Yes.
Look, we'll start with the headline blitz, saying where we are. We're at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3, Highway 90 in Montgomery. Now I'd say it's 3:02 right now, right?
3:02. Yes.
You want to head this way. In the 4 o'clock hour, we have some really cool prizes to give away. They're are we allowed to say what they are? All right, there's some cool neon signs.
Yes, that would look great in your man cave.
Absolutely. I got one down here, and other one's in a box.
Woo, look at that.
Let me see what does that one look like. All right, if you're watching on YouTube, we'll give you an idea of what this
is awesome
neon light looks like.
That looks great.
We've got a couple of these that we are going to give away in the 4 o'clock hour.
But you got to be here.
But you got clearly, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we're not putting that in the mail.
No.
So if you want to win some cool stuff, get out here to Texas Cheer Liquor number 3. And while you're here, you can sample some great stuff. Sampling 4 different Texas Cheer Liquor private barrels. We've got an Elijah Craig barrel, Penelope Toasted barrel strength, Jack Daniels Rye. There's a Maker's Mark. Again, all Texas Cheer Liquor private barrel. And our friends from Silver Star are out here. We've got Silver Star Vodka. We got a handle at $14.99 between now and 6.
Incredible. Hey, and that's really good vodka, actually. And you don't have to take my word for it. You can come in here and sample it for yourself.
And their Texas Honey Whiskey is also here if you want to sample that as well. So get out here to Texas Cheer Liquor, and we're going to do the sign giveaways in the 4 o'clock hour.
4 o'clock hour.
Must be present to win, and bribery is okay.
Well, sure it is.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
We'll just make the check out to cash.
Yeah. Make the check out. How old are you?
I know, right? Does anybody write checks anymore?
You know, when I was in Chicago last week, this will blow you away. When I was in Chicago, not last week, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Over in the Little Italy part of Chicago, we were at this Italian restaurant. And a very cool spot. Food was incredible. Sign on the door, cash or personal checks only.
Wow.
And I thought my mother would love this place.
You know, I just never, I don't write checks anymore.
No,
you?
No, I mean, we've got a checkbook.
Well,
my lawn guy my old lawn guy used to take a check. That's about it.
Even my lawn guy now, we do
Zelle. Yeah, my new lawn guy, Zelle.
Yeah.
Although his wife asked me if I could change the description to like yard maintenance as opposed to grass, because I guess some people thought it was something else.
Oh my God! Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Said lawn or grass or whatever.
Grass.
I mean, you know, like.
Yeah, well, I don't blame her for that.
I mean, does the weed guy take Zelle? I don't know, but she was like, "Can you just put lawn maintenance?"
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And you know, it's weird with my lawn guy is I Zelle his wife, not him. Hey, he does, you know, and it's like, you sure?
Wow.
He was like, yeah, she takes care of all the books.
Well, there you go.
All right, cool.
That makes perfect sense.
Oh, man, it's $40. Here you go.
Well, that's about, I don't know. It's been a while, but is that like a half a bag?
I don't know what half a bag means.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Quarter bag, sure.
Yeah,
but
okay.
It's been a while.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I get it. Checks are just, and yeah, we got a whole box full of them in the drawer there in the kitchen and just never use them anymore.
At some point you might need them.
Well, I guess. You never know. I don't know if I remember how to write one.
You could figure it out.
I'll figure it
Yeah,
out.
I mean, you're not that dumb. Although when I saw that, because my mom would be the one that is writing a check at HEB. She doesn't do it as much anymore, but sometimes.
Yeah, I can remember that. And then you had to
Nothing worse than being in the HEB line and somebody breaks out their checkbook.
Yeah.
Or somebody's counting out the proper change. That drives me more is when there's somebody, generally little older lady, digging in her purse trying to get 78 cents.
What
and
the
she's
hell's
doing
the
it
difference?
with nickels.
So you got to wait another couple of minutes. What's the problem? Well, of course you're with Minix on this one.
What do you mean, what's the problem?
Oh, what's the problem?
I've seen your impatient ass at a grocery store.
Couple of extra minutes.
I've seen you
for a
blow
little
up
old
on
lady that wants to write a check.
Oh yeah, it drives me nuts. $8, lady,
my
move
gosh.
on. I got you. I mean, but then again, you're the guy in a grocery store in Los Angeles going, "What do you mean I got to pay 10 cents a bag?"
Well, yeah, that's a little different. It's like they're going to add 10 cents a bag to my.
That. We got 6 bags. That's 60 more cents. What?
Yeah. It's just the thought of it. You know, it's kind of the principle of the whole thing. You got to pay for bags. Jeez. But I mean, if there was a little old lady in front of me writing a check, then that's fine.
No, you see the little old lady and you go stand in a line that's a little bit longer because you know you're going to beat them. Because then she's got her coupons.
Exactly.
And then she's going over the receipt to make sure it's right.
Are we talking about my wife?
No, just my mother.
Oh, my goodness.
Speaking of weed in the headline Blitz, Mark Cuban says he will cut any player who smokes too much weed.
Does that factor in how much you give someone?
Yes, 100%. 100%. Because it's a team, right? And so if a guy smokes too much, right? I mean, no lie, I've traded guys because he smoked too much. Because you know it's like, so teams get their own culture, right? And if you got some young dudes on there that are just figuring out, smoke some, but don't know what the team culture is, right? Or the NBA culture is. And you got one dude that's just, you know, you walk down the hall in the hotel and he's on that floor and there's no doubt about it. And then all of a sudden these other kids start picking up on it. And that's kind of that you see them coming out of their room. You see them, a little bit red-eyed coming to practice all of a sudden. You don't want them going down that road. I mean, everybody smokes, right? It's not about that. But there's smoking, there's how powerful the you're doing is, and then there's how much you do. And if you cross, if you get past that level where and there's a chance where you might drag somebody with you, you got to look at the bigger picture, right? That's just not the culture.
Not the culture. See, now the problem that I have with that is just, and on his part, how do you know how much is too much? Now, look, if you're showing up to practice stoned, I would get that, and yeah, that you shouldn't be that.
Well, that's how do you define too much? Is do you trade a guy that drinks too much? Like, dude, I saw you had 7 bottles of wine at dinner last night. You've got to go. 2 bottles is fine. You drank a whole handle of Silver Star whiskey last night, and then you showed up at the game. You show up and get your work done. Then you show up and get your work done. And you're not so high at practice you can't do anything, or drunk at practice you can't do anything. That's a slippery slope for Mark Cuban, especially when the league has decided, you know what, we know everybody's smoking weed in the NBA. And when I say everybody, I mean clearly not everybody, but it seems like the percentage is extremely high.
Absolutely.
Pun intended. But I look at that and you go, does that open you up to a can of worms if you're trying to trade a guy just because he smokes too much weed?
Well, I think what Cuban's saying, and I think it's just common sense, right? I mean, we're in here at Texas Cheer Liquor. We don't sample or have a drink until we're out off the show.
Correct.
And then we will, and then we can enjoy some of the samples. So I think what Cuban's saying is, look, don't show up to practice stoned. Don't show up to practice, high at all. I mean, you just have to have common sense. You're going to work. Don't do that. Now, if you're in your hotel room, and he was talking about walking down the hotel room, I don't see a problem with that. If it's you're going to bed and you want to get stoned, then hey, to me that's not a problem. And I'm not sure why it would be a problem with Mark Cuban, and I don't know how you enforce that. But look, if a guy is continually coming to practice baked and he can't do what he's supposed to be doing, then yeah, that's an issue.
It's almost like if you're buying a house, is that something that Cuban has to disclose when the trade is going through to the other team? Hey, you know what? This dude, he is always smoking. Good luck.
Right.
Good luck. Whoever gets the weed for your guys, make sure this guy tips well, because he's going to keep them busy.
Absolutely. You're right. It's a slippery slope, but Cuban says he's done it. Now look, if Luka Doncic is getting stoned and coming to practice, I don't think he's going to cut him.
Mark Cuban is saying, here, man, do you need more?
Exactly. I think it comes down to who it is and what it is. And if you're a young guy that's doing it, and making an ass out of yourself and coming to practice that way, then you probably deserve to get traded.
I appreciate his comment about trying to figure out and set the culture that they want with that organization, especially with the young players. And there are certain guys that maybe don't really fit the culture.
Right.
And with the young guys, as you're choosing your friends and what group you're hanging out with, let's get rid of that so they're not hanging out in that particular group. It might be more along those lines.
It could very well be. But to have an NBA owner come out and say that, I mean, first of all, I congratulate him for his stones. I mean, to come out and say that on a podcast.
2023, man, life is different.
Well, it is different. But look, you still got to have some guardrails, don't you?
Yeah, well, I mean,
again, if you're going to work, don't be stoned. If you're relaxing in a hotel room or at home, do what you want.
James Pledger just put up on our screen, can you talk culture and have Kyrie on your team?
Well, that's a pretty good point, Pledge. It's hard to.
It's hard to walk around that flat.
Yeah. And, there's another guy. You're not going to trade him, are you? Although he'll probably be demanding one by midseason.
Well, all of that is there, but it's an interesting conversation. But what I appreciate is in 2023, kind of like talking about NIL in college athletics, talking about the transfer portal, smoking weed. To me, it's almost like drinking at this point. After work, everybody, let's meet for happy hour.
Right.
It's 2023, but you've got to show up for your job sober and do your job sober.
Yes.
And you go from there.
And I just think it's common sense. I mean, and then what Cuban's talking about is common sense.
No.
Time and a place.
There's a lot of guys that sometimes wonder if he was sober when making decisions, talking about Jerry Jones, and this Trey Lance one certainly does factor into there. Trey Lance has a number in Dallas. He even talked to the Dallas media yesterday before practice this morning. What did Trey Lance have to say? We'll dive into that as we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I want to tell you about my new friends, and they are very good friends now at Parkhurst New Vision. Voted best LASIK in San Antonio, which is about as big a no-brainer as there is. But no, I've been talking about it, and as you probably know, if you listen to this radio program at any time at all, I had lens replacement surgery in my right eye. And I was very nervous about doing it, I'll be honest with you. But the folks at Parkhurst New Vision walked me through the entire thing. They answered every question that I had, and it was just a great experience. And now I see better now than I've seen in 30 years. It is incredible. Lens replacement surgery, I can read everything. It has been a game changer, and I tell you what, they can do the same thing for you. Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020. You can check them out online at sanantoniolasic.com as well. Variety of services they offer, like the lens replacement surgery I had. They also do LASIK, and they do cataract surgery, and all of it will change the way you see the world. Look, you owe it to yourself to at least check it out. They'll answer every question that you have. I guarantee it. Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020.
This is Texas A&M football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday night at 5, it's the Aggies and New Mexico. Presented by Ewald Kubota, ABC Home and Commercial Services, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds are one of the boldest, protein-packed and low-carb snacks out there. And with flavors that will have you craving for more, you'll want to stock up on Southern Recipe small batch at your local H-E-B. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds today. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous. Find your flavor at southernrecipesmallbatch.com.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa."
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist. Ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage. Changing your oil with a full synthetic oil like Castrol Edge can help your engine get more miles. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP extended life oil filter for only $37.99. Get started on your next job today with the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
Listen up, sports bettors. It's Rudy J and Rob Thompson of R&R in the Morning. We are here to tell you about our favorite sports book and casino, and the only one we endorse, which is BetUS.com.
They're celebrating their 30th year of sports betting services with a special offer of up to 30 risk-free bets. Get bet protected. Get started today by going to BetUS.com or give them a call at 1-800-MY-BET-US. That's 1-800-692-3887 to learn more about the bonuses and special offers.
That's BetUS.com, sportsbook and casino, where the game begins.
When my daughter gets a cold, I have a secret weapon. DayQuil Kids Berry from Vicks. DayQuil Kids is specially formulated to treat kids' most bothersome cold and cough symptoms quickly. And the best part is that DayQuil Kids Berry tastes really great. Aren't you supposed to be resting? Maybe.
DayQuil Kids Berry. The kids' berry-licious daytime congestion, coughing, stuffy head, stuffy nose, just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6 years plus.
Thursday on R&R in the Morning, the sounds from the Star. We hear from some Cowboy players and see how things are going ahead of the Giants game next week. Also, college football is back. Headlined by Florida heading to Utah to play the 14th ranked Utes. And we got tiers in the NBA. How many Spurs made the top tiers in the Athletics poll? Now back to the Blitz. Jason, Joe, have a few for me out there, Texas Cheer Liquor number 3.
He will certainly do that. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3, Highway 90 in Montgomery. We're here until 6 o'clock, sampling all kinds of great products, including a Silver Star Vodka, which a handle is $14.99 between now and 6 o'clock. We've got some other great Texas Cheer Barrel products that you're able to sample.
Really good stuff, too.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that's the private label Texas Cheer.
Yeah, there's a Jack Daniel's single barrel rye, some Maker's Mark, Elijah Craig, Penelope.
Now, see, I got to try
stuff.
that. I've tried the other 3.
Yep.
Never tried the Penelope, so I'm going to have to sample that when we get off work tonight.
And in the 4 o'clock hour, we're giving away some very cool LED signs.
That is, so you don't call them neon anymore?
Neon signs,
The
LED.
neon LED.
I mean, you're a Brooks and Dunn guy. You can still call them neon.
I like neon.
You know,
sounds better. Neon.
Whatever the case is, we've got a lot of great stuff, and we just had a guy, Steven, just stop by.
Yeah.
Now, says he listens all the time. His brother's in a band, which is cool. And he was an M&M sales guy.
Yeah.
And now he's selling soap.
Uh-huh.
But he's friends somehow with Bill Taylor.
Well,
and they got on the conversation of how in the hell do you and Bill Taylor get confused or how do you get mistaken for Bill Taylor everywhere we freaking go?
Yeah, this guy, he didn't understand it. I don't understand it either. But, I mean, it happened again. Where the heck were Maggie and I the other day? Oh, we're at the Apple store.
Oh.
Right? Maggie got it.
Yeah.
We got her a new watch for her birthday.
yeah.
Her birthday's coming up on the 5th.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm in there,
Maggie.
and this dude's telling me, I'm saying, I never really wear watches. I'm not sure if I like that. But he's like, yeah, this will even give you the barometric pressure. And I'm going, well, that's great.
Uh-huh.
Fantastic. So I didn't say anything. He didn't, he just thought I was Bill Taylor. And so I just went with it. And sometimes you do that.
You signed the autograph, BT?
No autograph. No, I didn't buy the watch either because it's the Apple store and I don't have an Apple. So, and I told the guy that. I said, well, so we can fix that too. I said, no, it's all right.
How did you do that again? But Maggie has Apple.
Maggie. Maggie.
Your
has
wife,
Apple.
her
Yes.
name is Maggie.
Maggie has Apple. Yes.
So she's clearly the smart one in the family.
Well, or the, the sheep.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You don't even know her damn name.
What's funny about it, Mackie is the lady that comes to the house a couple times a month to clean it.
Wow.
That's her name.
So you got a maiden name, Mackie?
Mackie. And then I got Maggie. So you see how tough my life is, man. I mean,
and your makeup is Mac?
Well, it used to be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Used to be.
Mike could be again.
Well, maybe. Hey, I work for money these days, so let's go.
And clearly, you haven't had any of the great samples that we have out here.
I haven't.
Texas Cheer Liquor number 3.
No, I haven't. Looking forward to that though. About 6:01.
Mm-hmm.
That will be happening. But again, get out here 4 o'clock hour, you get a chance to win a couple of neon sign, and they're really cool. I've always wanted one of those.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got to talk to AD and say, look, you can slide one this way.
I mean, you put them up outside near the pool. I don't know that Mackie or Maggie would let you hang one of those in your house.
Well, outside by the pool would be nice.
Again, I don't know that Maggie or Mackie would let you do that.
Well, Mackie doesn't have much to say about it.
The hell she doesn't.
She's just got to clean it.
Exactly.
Maggie does, yes.
Yeah.
Maggie has some authority there, yes.
Some?
Most of it, yes. Yeah, we were talking about that today at the gym, by the way, which was kind of cool because I got to be honest with you. The topic of conversation this morning was all about Trey Lance, and it's all we either love the trade or you hate it. There's no middle ground.
So, were you going around the gym trying to find somebody that agrees with you?
No, Ray actually agreed with me. This first time I think we've ever agreed on anything.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the trade, and Will Greer, if you haven't heard, he got picked up by the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yes.
So Will's not coming back, and Trey Lance is getting jersey number 15, which of all the quarterback eligible numbers available, it's a good thing Will got fired because he wasn't going to get 8, he wasn't going to get 12. So Trey Lance is going to get 15. He was on the practice field this morning, and yesterday talking to the media, for him, he's just happy to have a fresh start somewhere not in San Francisco.
Yeah, I mean, definitely looking forward to being here. Like I said, I was just very excited to be here, very excited to continue to get to know the guys, the coaching staff. And, yeah, this fresh start definitely it feels great. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he is because he was third string in San Francisco, got beat out by a couple of, guys that couldn't make it anywhere else. Mr. Irrelevant. And Darnold. Both of what Darnold, like a first or second
I mean,
pick?
you look.
What was he?
You look at the idea that Mr. Irrelevant. So he was drafted, right?
Yes.
Right, and he beat out Trey Lance. A high first round pick.
Right.
Then you have a Dak Prescott 4th round pick that beat out a guy that was undrafted. Right. Think about when Tony Romo goes undrafted and gets a job with the Cowboys, beats out a guy that was drafted. His name was Clint Sterner. And then eventually Tony Romo became the starter and became the guy.
Okay.
A lot of times we get caught up where a guy is drafted. It just goes to show how imperfect of a science football evaluations are.
Look, I don't agree with you often, but that statement I do. And you just have to look back in recent history. How many number 1, number 2, top 5, let's just say that, quarterbacks have made it? There is a long list of busts.
Yep.
And it's happened recently. And look, I hope C.J. Stroud, I hope Bryce Young, Anthony Richardson, maybe they will change things and be successful. And I hope that they are. But I don't know what it is about NFL teams. I guess I do, because the quarterback position is so important that you're just trying to find the next guy. But I don't know how many of these teams, San Francisco the latest, who have given up on a guy that they thought was the next, and he is just not. Well, obviously, for them, he wasn't. Whether he turns into something for the Cowboys remains to be seen.
I think it is so easy to give up on a guy now versus years ago because Sam Bradford changed the NFL.
Yeah.
Right? It used to be those guys, first-round draft picks, rookies that had not proven a damn thing at the NFL level, and the bonus money that they used to get coming right out of college. And Sam Bradford, we can't do this again, right? And they changed the rules. So, yeah, there's a lot of money still there. San Francisco gave up a lot of picks. But you look at, if we know you're not the guy, we can move on from you pretty easy as a first-round guy. Josh Rosen comes to mind. He's not even in the league anymore. Sometimes it maybe is just a change of scenery. What would Patrick Mahomes be if he was taken by the Bears instead of the Bears taking Mitch Trubisky? Right? What if Mitch Trubisky ended up in Kansas City? Would he be a wearer of a couple of Super Bowl rings? The reality is we just don't know. Coming out of college, Nobody thought Patrick Mahomes was going to do what he's doing now.
No.
And Mitchell, whatever we were calling him back then,
he was the next great.
Was expected to be great. So, I mean, Josh Rosen, you look at Justin Herbert, right? There were, I mean, Mac Jones goes, 15? I mean, it's interesting where guys get drafted, but because they're a first-round guy or because their salary, we view them differently. Like Richard Jefferson when he came to the Spurs. He was awful in San Antonio.
He was terrible. Right? Yes.
A big part of that was his salary when he came here. If he was making half of that money, maybe we don't look at him on the same level of disappointment.
Well, I don't know. He was really bad here in San Antonio. So, I mean, I don't care how much money he was making. He was pretty bad here. And the fans just really didn't like Richard Jefferson much at all. And maybe a big part of that was his salary. But he was just bad here. It wasn't a good fit. But look, if you're drafted number one, and everybody wants to be that guy. Everybody wants to be that guy. Yep. But if you are, it comes with high expectations. And if you're not ready for that, you're going to struggle. And that's clearly what has happened over recent years. It's happened to Trey Lance. And, some guys can handle it. Some guys can't.
When you look at the pressure, then you add in America's team, the pressure of being on the Dallas Cowboys, then you're the pressure that comes with being the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, because you are the most talked about person in sports. The conversations this morning on the ESPN shows about Dak and about Trey, from ridiculous to wild to, and let me think about that for a minute. We'll dive that as we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It is a Wednesday. We're getting ready for a long holiday weekend. You have your plans. None of you plan on getting arrested, but some of you will. Happens to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, best way to do that is call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They have payment plans available, a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online, mybestbailbonds.com.
The Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
I love San Antonio, man. I love it.
On 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
I want to tell you about Woods Comfort Systems. And I can tell you about Woods Comfort Systems because I know the people that own it, the Woods family. I've known the Woods family all my life, or most of it for sure. I grew up with the Woods family. My hometown of Alice, Texas. They are good people, and they've been in the air conditioning business for longer than I can remember, and that's a long, long time. Now you can do business with the people that I know, the people that I trust. In fact, right now, if you've been thinking about a new energy-efficient AC system for your home, do it today. At least look into it. Call Woods Comfort Systems, because right now you can take advantage of up to $2,500 in rebates, a free 12-year parts and labor warranty. You also get a free Solaris indoor air quality package to boot. You got to take advantage of these special offers. Do it today. Give them a call. 877-324-6902. That's 877-324-6902. You can also get them online at woodscomfortsystems.com. The Woods family, good people. They will take care of you. Woods Comfort Systems. Comfort is their middle name.
It's R&R in the morning.
Thursday on R&R in the morning, we get you the sounds from the Star. We hear from some Cowboy players about how things are going with Trey Lance on board. Also, college football is back, baby. Headlined by Florida, headed to take on the 14th ranked Utes.
The Athletic tells us there are 5 tiers of NBA player worth notes. The Spurs have two on 2 different tiers. The party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Let's be real. Mopping is a hassle. You have to fill the bucket, pushing a wet, heavy mop around, then cleaning the mop when you're done so it doesn't grow bacteria. A hassle on top of a hassle. Try Swiffer Wet Jet. With Swiffer Wet Jet, you start with a fresh pad and cleaning solution every time. And when you're done, you just toss the pad. Swiffer Wet Jet, the faster, easier, cleaner way to clean your floors.
Ruthie, our last summer barbecue is this weekend, and it has to be epic.
Well, Total Wine has this new reposado that'll rock your barbecue. And my favorite Cabernet will make your famous ribs even famous-er.
Yes, just what my last summer barbecue needed.
Wow, and at those low prices, they'll be great for my first fall barbecue.
Ooh, I'll trade you my famous ribs recipe for one of yours.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think of calling for a ride, but nah, you live nearby. What's the worst that could happen? You get pulled over, your insurance goes up, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone. The results of driving drunk are tragic. That's why law enforcement is out there looking for impaired drivers to save lives. So if you think you're okay to drive after a few drinks, think again. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Right now at Wendy's, when you buy either Dave's Single, Spicy Chicken Sandwich, Medium Frosty, or 10-piece nuggets, you can get another for just $1. Your dollar never tasted so good. So it's obvious what everyone will get, right?
Definitely nugs
Spicy
and
chicken
a Frosty.
sandwich,
Dave's single and a Frosty for me.
and a Frosty. Okay, who said Frosty and a Frosty? Pick your obvious choice. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's, buy one, get one for $1.
Limited time only. Price of participation may vary. U.S. Wendy's valid for item of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined with a combo or any other offer.
Cookie wants to be a professional wrestler.
I'm Cookie Serratos, and I'm 11 years old.
She also wants to win all the medals. That's why Cookie and her family make every day count, squeezing out her best with Go-Go Squeeze.
Okay, Cookie, let's break for a Go-Go Squeeze.
Go-Go Squeeze fruit on the go pouches are a nutritious snack made from 100% fruit with no sugar added.
Call Cookie!
Because when you nurture your kids, you squeeze out the best in them. Squeeze out the best with Go-Go Squeeze. Not a low-calorie food. Products range from 11 to 13 grams of sugar and 60 to 70 calories per serving.
At the UPS store, you can ship it all. We're your bulky sports equipment shipping store, your heavy luggage shipping store, your fancy art shipping store. We're even your I can't believe it's already time for back to school shipping store. So visit your neighborhood We Ship It All store for dependable UPS shipping with easy to use tracking and competitive rates. The UPS store. Be unstoppable. The UPS store locations are independently owned. Product services, pricing, and hours may vary. See Center for details.
At the Home Depot, Saturdays are about 2 things. Getting ready for company with the Samsung Family Hub Plus refrigerator.
And football.
That's right, Kirk Herbstreit. Search for recipes, check out scores, or even stream the game to the screen at the same time, so you never miss a second of the action, which means you can make your famous buffalo chicken dip and have more time for football. Upgrade your Saturday with Samsung and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
AutoZone is more than a parts store. It's where we help you solve problems like, sorry I'm late, my battery died. And
I need a jump again.
at America's #1 battery destination, you can find the right battery at the right price with options starting at only $89.99. And we offer free battery testing and charging whenever you need it. Get the parts and help you need to get the job done right at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
All guests appearing on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star appear on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. On Twitter, at Joe Reinagel210. You can tweet at me at Jason Minix. The station is at SA Sports Star. You can dial up or text 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. We're on YouTube. Or better yet, come see us. We're at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3 Highway 90 and Montgomery on this Wemby Wednesday.
A lot of reasons for you to do that, too.
Yes.
First of all, the samples. You got Silver Star Vodka, Silver Star Honey Whiskey, and you got free samples over here that AD has broken out that are all Texas Cheer,
private
label stuff. Yeah.
So you get on out here, sample, and in the 4 o'clock hour, it's 3:39 now. So you got time to get over here. We've got some LED signs, neon signs, which are cool for the man cave or the living room or out by the pool, no matter what your wife says.
Dude, anywhere. And I saw them, and they're just, they're
cool.
not your run-of-the-mill lights. They're fancy.
Now,
schwanky.
Tomorrow, we're going to be live out at the Roo Pub at 281 in Redland Road. And just got an email from, what are we calling him? The Sweaty Monkey?
Sweaty Monkey, yeah.
Old Tim Spence, I guess, is going to be at the Roo Pub with us tomorrow.
He is.
We tell you, subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. And, behind the curtain, we use iPads.
We do,
right?
yeah.
But we bought some real fancy cameras. And we say we, the company did.
Sure.
That we were we took them all the way out to Oxnard, California. But Spence couldn't figure out how to make them work, right? And he was the only one that went through any kind of training on these. Now, he blamed the computer, but I was like, call somebody. Whatever the case is, they were kind of worthless in Oxnard, right? The camera's not Tim, although
right.
Kind of goes hand in hand, right? So he sends an email that we're going to have these cameras out at the Roo Pub tomorrow.
That's good news.
Cameras are still being configured, blah, 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 but please plan on me being there with the tripod camera laptop for another view of the broadcast, blah, blah, blah. Greg Shelton, don't worry about needing to do anything more for the event because, Grumpy asked Greg Shelton if he had to do one more thing.
It would throw a fit. Yeah.
Tim writes in this email, I'm self-contained, although I could use some water, though, if you don't mind getting it on occasion. Rumor has it I sweat a lot.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a rumor, but I think he's already telling Greg Shelton, you don't do anything else during the show. Can you fetch him water throughout the broadcast?
Well, and I was talking to Greg Shelton during that break, and that's not going to happen. So I'm just saying it's not going to happen. So I hope they bring the first glass that the nice folks at the Roo Pub bring is a huge glass.
Well, and again, he does sweat a lot. He sweats more than anybody should.
Oh, my gosh.
There's something wrong with that guy.
I don't know. Maybe just getting adjusted to the South Texas. But it doesn't even, it's not even South Texas.
No, he was sweating like nobody's business in Oxnard when it was 70 degrees.
Wow.
Dude needs to learn how to carry a towel with him. There are people I know that do sweat a lot. They know they sweat a lot. They're prepared for what they're going to deal with. Tim does not.
Well, what do you do with a towel? Where are you going to carry it?
Over your shoulder?
Why?
Be like Tark. Yeah. You can chew on it every now and then.
Yeah, I guess so. That'd be a good look for Spence.
It looks like you're doing something. I don't know. You carry it in your back pocket. I don't know if you're a sweater. It's like there are certain football teams. Like, do you ever look at your players and say, "We're not nice to these guys. Let's change the color of our pants." Right? There are certain football teams that butt sweat is an issue.
Dude, it is.
And it's not a good look for anybody, especially an offensive lineman. Maybe you want to change your uniform look. There are certain colors you can wear if you're going to do something. Maybe I don't wear this color because I'm going to sweat right through this. It's going to look bad.
Well, it's kind of like me wearing white shorts today. I hope I have the right color underwear on.
Well, only if you sweat through them. And
but it's hard to say, but it's amazing the fashion.
I don't know what your underwear color has to do with that.
What has everything to do with it? Because
nobody cares if you're wearing pink underwear right now.
Well, exactly, right? Except my wife. She every time I wear you sure you ought to be wearing those dark blue underwear?
Don't you return the favor? It's like, honey, those panty lines are pretty bad. You need to go change.
Well, that's a whole new conversation. And
is it?
I've never been bothered by that. Have you?
Panty lines?
Panty lines? That doesn't bother me.
What do you mean?
And most.
Are we getting into a deep area with you're coming out with some sort of issue that?
Oh, I'm not Marv Albert. Okay, I'm not Marv Albert. I don't have the same fetish that he does. Obviously,
so you don't care if you see some chick's panty lines.
Well,
It is what it is, right?
Yeah, right. I mean,
Yeah,
most of them don't. Most of them wear thongs anyway.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, that's
and so there's no panty.
Well, that's the point,
right? But I mean, if somebody has them, then it's fine.
I mean, this guy here is worried about his panty.
I know.
He's wearing jorts.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Please don't ever do that again, sir.
Yeah. I think he just said he's not wearing a thong.
Oh my goodness. No. Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing, and I can't get that picture out of my head. It's going to be there a long time.
I'm glad he doesn't have a microphone.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, yeah, exactly. Sergio on our YouTube channel says, "I'm heading out to Texas cheer number 3. Wants to hang out, get some samples, and try to get a Scooby-Doo impersonation."
I tell you what, if you come out here, I will do all the Scooby-Doo you want.
Sergio, I'd almost uninvite you just so we don't have to put the audience through that again.
It was fantastic. It was fantastic.
I'm glad in your mind, all of your impersonations you think are fantastic.
Well, they are.
They're really not.
No, they're great.
I mean, nobody's booking you for parties as a Scooby-Doo impersonator.
Well, they might.
Like you could get a costume. I mean, like Johnny Manziel, the costume he had that he used to wear at parties for Halloween at College Station. You got one of those, make some money on a Sunday when you got nothing else to do, just going to kids' parties as Scooby-Doo.
Was he a Scooby?
Yes.
I don't remember. That was in the documentary.
It was in the documentary.
Well, maybe I will. I mean, I could see that. The problem is the kids know what Scooby is anymore. Do they still show Scooby?
Yes.
They do?
Yeah. Why do you think Johnny in college went as Scooby-Doo?
Wow.
Why do you think James Pledger's nickname is still Shaggy?
Well, he looks like Shaggy. That's why.
Who, Pledge?
Pledge.
I saw him on a video yesterday on our Sports Star social channels, and I thought he had turned into Fitzpatrick, the old quarterback for the Texans and every other
the old Confederate general, right?
Absolutely. I mean, all of a sudden, James Pledger's got a Fitzmagic look.
He does.
Yeah.
It's very
clearly stealing that. I saw that comment. I went, son of a, he really does look like.
He's got a thick
he's
beard
channeled
going,
his inner Ryan I can't ever say it. Fitzpatrick. I want to call him Fitztragic because he's either Fitzmagic or Fitztragic.
Very underrated backup, by the way.
I mean, again, sometimes he had magic, sometimes it was tragic. And at some point, he was who he was. And that was a guy that's played for over half the league. Now, I mean, you know how much money that guy has spent in framing all the jerseys for the teams he has played for?
Yeah, it's quite a few. Although I don't know if I'd frame them all. Sometimes it was a good experience. Sometimes it wasn't.
You got a paycheck from everybody. I mean, it's like Josh McCown. Yeah. How many framed jerseys does he have in his house? I mean, he could probably name the teams he hasn't played for easier than all the teams in order that he did play for.
Now, see, I guess that's a good thing. You're always going to get a job. It's like Colt McCoy, who was cut yesterday by the Cardinals, but will probably have a job somewhere.
Maybe.
He may decide to retire, but that guy's made a pretty good living in the NFL being a backup.
Well, yeah. That's a pretty good deal.
I wouldn't mind that at all, actually.
It won't be New England. They're bringing the Bailey Zappi kid back.
They are. Well, and the Malik Cunningham, too.
Yeah.
Both of them
but Malik's going to practice squad.
Right.
Zappi is the number 2.
Zappi. See, this whole contract financial gymnastics that these teams go through by releasing these guys the way they did. Now, Kansas City, I haven't seen them. Are they bringing their guys back? Or are they still just rolling with Mahomes?
Clearly, they're going to sign a backup quarterback.
They're rolling with the Mahomes.
It's kind of like It's kind of like the Cowboys. They're going to have a backup center when they play the Giants.
They brought what's his name back?
Hoffman, but they put a practice squad.
Well, sure, but
he'll be elevated to the roster.
He will. They still what they bring back? 2 offensive linemen?
Yeah.
2 or 3.
Yeah, they need more.
Yeah, they're still weak there.
We're going to talk some Longhorn football coming up at 4:15 with the great Bob Ballou from KI Television up in Austin. He's going to be our season-long Longhorns insider starting today. Every Wednesday at 4:15, we'll visit with Bob Ballou. And in the rundown, I'm not sure about this story. It says Nevada brothel offers discount for Utah residents who are sexually repressed.
Which is all of them.
I can't wait to get into this story and learn more about it from Uncle Joe as we continue here on the Blitz. You know, when you need an electrician, Hill Electric is available to you 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. I know I've used Hill Electric around my house through the years for a variety of projects, extra outlets in the garage, a big old spotlight over one of the grills outside. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. So whether you need additional outlets or USB port to get a fuse that is always blowing a flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price. Never a service charge, always free estimates. Hill Electric, a great locally owned, family-run business. Again, never a service charge, always free estimates. So it costs you nothing to figure out what it will take to get a project done. Call Hill Electric, 210-404-9074, 404-9074, or hill-electric.com.
The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, presents
94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic, Monday, October 2nd at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now for $120 per person or $400 per foursome. Plus, a hole-in-one shot for your chance at $50,000 or a $1,000 gift card. 94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic, benefiting the Lupus Foundation of America, Lone Star Chapter. Presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Flight by Yingling, Twin Peaks, Renewal by Anderson, Meritage Homes, and Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
You know, injuries do happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get straight to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray, casting, and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to an Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2023 Bank of America, N.A.
Research shows people remember ads with wacky sound effects. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes and saves you hundreds on home insurance, here's something zany.
Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance. To reiterate, these sounds are just to help you remember how much you'll save. Oh, come on.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com. Savings may vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
NCE General Contractors, based in San Antonio, is one of the fastest growing nationwide general contractors with a focus on commercial new construction, design build projects, building renovations, tenant finish outs, site upgrades, and building maintenance. NCE President Brian Ehrlich's a former Madison quarterback and proud to support high school football in San Antonio, building relationships first, then buildings that last. Learn more about NCE General Contractors online at ncegc.co. That's ncegc.co.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancer pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax.
Touchdown!
A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax, 100% natural male enhancement formulas, only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 210-615-7777 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Listen to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on your Amazon or Google smart speaker and just say, Alexa, play the Blitz on San Antonio Sports Star.
Just twist the hip and do the dip. Come on, shake the bank, do it.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Out of Texas Cheer Liquor number 3, which is Highway 90 in Montgomery. Lots of free samples. Come and hang out with us on your way home on this Wednesday afternoon. Tomorrow, being Thursday, we do Grilling with the Blitz. So if you've done any grilling over the last couple of days, make sure you upload those photos to the Grilling with the Blitz page at sasportstar.com. You could win yourself a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market because on Thursday, Joe gets to do his favorite thing.
I judge your meat. I'm good at it.
Yes.
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 Absolutely.
So there are often all kinds of weird promotions with these legal places in Nevada.
Right.
A lot of times it might be a superstar, a team does something. They offer free services.
They do.
Right. Yeah. There is a brothel in Nevada. One that I've actually never heard of. Not that I've heard a lot of them, but
yeah. Well, wait a minute.
Well, there's
a story.
There's that one, the
Chicken
Bunny Ranch. Is it the Bunny Ranch or Chicken Ranch?
Oh,
but well, Greg Shelton who goes, it's the Bunny, right?
Oh, the Bunny Ranch.
The Chicken Ranch was from the best little whorehouse in Texas. That was with Dolly Parton in the movie back in the day. Right? The headline says Nevada brothel offers steep discount to Utah residents because they're sexually repressed. So this place called Bella's Hacienda Ranch, and their owner, Madam Bella
Cummins
is her name. If you have a Utah ID,
this lady's 73 years old, for goodness sake.
Oh boy.
Not this. I'm sure 73-year-olds still go to town.
I'm sure at this point she's just handling the books, right? Yeah, I mean, I mean, if you're spending hard-earned cash on this, unless you're into 73-year-olds, that's not the one you want, right? I mean, when you're looking at the what's available, like you walk down, you're looking at the shelves of what's available. She's got employees that work for her.
Yeah, well, she does. There's pictures in this story too, so I'm just saying.
Which meant you haven't read any of the words on the page.
No, I have.
But
it's
I get
fascinating,
it, right? But it's only a 10% discount.
10%. It's like, am I going to drive all the way across to the Nevada border for a 10% discount?
You realize Utah's not that far, depending on where in Utah.
Well, that's exactly right.
Still not that far, but a 10% discount doesn't cover your tip.
Well, no,
right? I mean, I'm looking at that. I would think it doesn't cover your tip, right? I mean, I don't know what you tip in that place. I don't know if the gratuity is included, Greg Shelton, that kind of tip. But I'm looking at this and I'm like, I mean, she says she's offering this big discount because Utah is the most sexually repressed state. Well, at that point, couldn't you just charge more?
Well, I mean,
if you've got that kind of business.
Well, she says that they're in an environment where they have to conceal their sexual desires. So they're looking for an outlet where they can. There's no shame.
10% discount.
No shame.
Good.
You could have all
Good luck
kinds of
with that.
experiences.
Good. Well,
I mean, they're listed here, as a matter of fact. And
wait, well, hold on. You found a menu?
Well, I mean, the offerings are extensive. Customers can indulge in oral pleasure, kink, BDSM, the girlfriend experience.
Uh-huh.
How about a sleepover fantasy?
Okay.
You can even have a porn star fantasy.
Uh-huh.
Threesomes.
Uh-huh.
And there are other options that this article says they can't mention.
Not only wait, with all that, there's stuff they can't mention?
That's what it says. And then here's the best part about it. After you're done, if you're hungry, they have a restaurant.
Somebody to make you a sandwich?
Somebody's going to make you something.
You got a peanut butter and jelly and some Doritos?
It's a fully stocked bar. You've got beer, wine, liquor. That sounds like a hell of a place.
Why are you making a reservation?
I'm not.
Are you calling a guy to get your fake Utah ID to save 10%?
10%.
Now, I don't know what that costs, what any of those services cost. I don't know if 10% is a great discount or not, but.
Well, no, I wouldn't think so.
I mean, when I see steep discount, I'm thinking, all right, 50%?
Yeah.
You know, why not free on Labor Day weekend? Something.
Well,
I mean,
maybe if you get the owner, it's 50%
the guys
off.
from the Stanley Cup team, man, they get free services for life.
Well, so does Garoppolo, right? Jimmy G.
Well, yeah,
he's getting free stuff.
Well, I mean, he's eligible. Nobody knows if he's actually taken advantage of.
Come on, he's Jimmy G. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he?
Well, I mean, he was getting it free from his porn star girlfriend there for a while.
Well, I mean, you never know.
That's not necessarily free if it's your girlfriend. I'm sure she was expensive.
Another woman who likes to be double-fisted in a different way, I think.
What the hell was that?
That was from a traffic report in Philadelphia not long ago.
Wow.
I know. I mean, you really have to hear the whole thing in context, James. But I appreciate.
Yeah, that way it fits.
Well, for a small fee.
Is there a 10% discount?
Just read Sports Center already.
Your home for the Blitz, 2 to 6 on YouTube, SASportsStar.com. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, presents.
Well, the Cowboys are bringing a lot of guys back that they let go yesterday. One of them is Malik Jefferson, the linebacker. They also brought back running back Malik Davis. Rudy J's happy about that. Tight end Sean McKeon as well. Will Greer has found a new home. He signed with the Cincinnati Bengals. And the Texans, well, rough injury news. Suffered a strained hamstring. Kenyon Green out for the season.
Sports Center is brought to you by BraintreeNutrition.com. Better sleep, more focus. BraintreeNutrition.com.
Guess what day it is?
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day.
It sure is. Hump day.
Wow. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San
you couldn't tell who
Antonio
the difference
Sports
was.
Star.
That might have been me.
It wasn't you.
It might have been.
It's a Wemby Wednesday, or as Joe Reinagel likes to say,
Hump day.
Hump day.
Same day. It's like looking in a mirror.
It is, huh?
Hump day.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Hump day.
Hump day.
I'm glad you can entertain yourself.
I'm having a good time.
I'm glad you can entertain yourself. We're live out here at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3, Highway 90 in Montgomery. Come out and see us. It's just after 4 o'clock. We've got some cool LED neon light signs.
Wow.
Liquor signs that we are going to give away this hour. All you have to do is stop into Texas Cheer Liquor number 3. We also have some samples from 4 Texas Cheer Liquor private barrels. The Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, the Penelope Toasted Barrel Strength, Jack Daniel's Rye, and a Maker's Mark. We're also sampling from Silver Star Whiskey and Honey Whiskey and the Silver Star Vodka. And that half gallon, that handle of Silver Star Vodka, today till 6 o'clock, just $14.99.
That's incredible.
You're getting ready for Labor Day. You need a handle of vodka, the Silver Star, good stuff, $14.99. You can't beat it.
I tell you, and it is good stuff, but you don't have to take my word for it because you can sample it before you buy it. Where else can you go and do that? Sample something before you buy it. You can't. So here at Texas Cheerlicker number 3, you can do that. And, hey, these signs are cool. Just come on out and see us. Say hello to everybody, sample some stuff, and enjoy your hump day. You're welcome.
Good Lord. Starting to make me dread Wednesdays.
Oh, it's going to be fun. That was a nice surprise by James Pledger. I didn't know that was coming.
You know,
great job, Pledge.
I think Pledger realized how bad you are at this.
No,
so
he
he's having
realized
some fun with it.
I actually think that I
and
sound
you gave
just
him
like
$50
the guy.
to do that. So I mean,
sound
let's
just like
be
the
honest.
guy. It's incredible.
Did you know yesterday was Michael Jackson's 65th birthday?
I did not.
Or would have been.
No.
See, I didn't know either. And his daughter, Paris Jackson, she's now responding to the fact that she's gotten death threats.
Really? Because
she did not wish her late dad a happy birthday on social media.
Oh, my gosh. Are you serious?
Well, that's according to TMZ. So, yeah, I mean, they think, you know, the news source that is TMZ, the headline, Paris Jackson ripped by fans for no MJ birthday post. I've gotten death threats. So now she's responding that, yes, yeah, it was my dad's birthday. I'm fully aware of that. Miss him, love him. But I don't need your death threats because I didn't post it on social media.
Well, she probably called him on the island he's sharing with Elvis. And
oh, stop.
Who else is out there? Kurt Cobain? Jimi Hendrix, all of them, you know, out there having a good time.
Man, the fact that you mentioned Kurt Cobain, I'm proud of you. I didn't know you knew who Kurt Cobain was.
Of course I do. Everybody knows that.
Well, I mean, I see a lot of people wearing a Kurt Cobain shirt that have no idea that the guy's what he's from, or actually wearing a Nirvana shirt and don't know who Kurt Cobain is. Yes, he shotgunned a beer. Thanks. Thanks, man. You know, one of the coolest concerts I've ever seen was a Nirvana concert shortly after Kurt Cobain left our planet. We just happened to be in Seattle, and what's it called? Pioneer Square or something like that in Seattle. My wife would shoot me for not knowing the name of it, but there was a concert not long after, and it was the guys from Nirvana, supposedly. It was $25 to get in, and it was the coolest thing. There was a stool and a flannel and a spotlight. And the crowd sang all the parts that Kurt would have, and the rest of the band was singing everything else.
Oh, wow. Well, that sounds pretty cool.
Now, so many years later, you know, I mean, did that really happen? Did it not? Well, what really happened was it really them? I don't know. It's like pre-social media days. But it was one of the cooler live music events that I've ever been to.
Well, it sounds pretty cool, and it sounds like a nice little tribute to have the fans sing, you know, his parts. Yeah. I think that's awesome.
It was a cool deal. But, you know, years later, you wonder, was it, you know, really Dave Grohl on the drums, or was that just a tribute band without a lead singer? I don't know, because it was Seattle, right? And it was so many years ago.
Well, I mean, either way, it was a nice tribute.
Yeah, it was a good memory. It was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun.
So
sad, fun, morbid. Weird,
yeah, well,
but cool experience.
Oh, what else are you going to do? I mean, you got to pay tribute to the guy. But for this poor girl to get roasted for not posting on social media that it's her dad's, how ridiculous are we these days?
Get death threats.
How ridiculous are we?
I mean,
you know, social media is a great thing, but it can really suck too.
Yeah,
I mean, it really can. It's, you know, unbelievable.
Yeah, she posted about all the reactions, including death threats, because she didn't have a birthday post for dad.
That's unbelievable. So were people just sitting around waiting? Okay, I'm going to wait. She's going to post something. I know it. I mean, how much time do you have in your day where you're sitting there worried about whether she's going to post a happy birthday to her dad or not? That's pretty lame.
There's some crazy fans out there. I'm not sure if you're aware of the world that we live in.
Well, I am aware of it. I mean,
you can't be overly surprised by this.
Well, I am surprised by that, and it's not a good thing. It's my goodness. My goodness. That poor girl, death threats.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And according to TMZ, another actress who did post about Michael Jackson online Amy Sedaris, if that is her name, caught flack because people were hammering her for posting about a guy who was sexually abusing minors. So you can't win either way.
Holy cow. Yeah, it's unbelievable. But yeah, it's the world we live in. We kind of, I guess, got to get used to that, I suppose. Although it's a terrible thing to have to get used to, but my goodness.
Just remember, you said your wife's birthday is coming up. Make sure you have a good social media
post no kidding.
Ready to go.
At 12:01
I mean,
a.m.,
I'm
posting.
I mean, you've got to do that. Because otherwise somebody's going to come after you for not wishing her a happy birthday.
Besides her.
On social media. Well, yeah. Her daughter.
Yeah, her daughter. Yeah.
Your daughters.
Absolutely.
You post for your kids on their birthday?
I did. Well, not.
Yes. The answer is yes.
No.
We all do.
I see. I don't, and I'll send them a text because it's more personal. Even if it was your birthday, I'm not going to post it. I'm going to say, "Hey, Minix, happy
with
birthday!"
Your kids, especially as a girl dad, you've learned not only do you have to post, you got to put it in the story so they can reshare the story, and then you get the text, you get the phone call, and all that kind of stuff too, or you make the phone call. And with my kid, she jumped out of a good airplane, so she had to call when she landed as proof of life, right? That because I really didn't want to know what time she was jumping out of a plane. I knew that was a thing, but that's her thing. One more year, she's on the insurance, and then she's probably going to stop jumping out of planes.
Yeah, maybe so.
Next year, she's 26, and there's nothing I can do. That's
nothing
the law.
You can do
She's
about
off the
it.
insurance,
I know it.
And I get a raise, and she'll get a great phone call after that. I can't wait.
It's nice. I mean, it is.
I mean, I'm still paying rent, but just not having to pay for insurance. As long as I don't have to pick up the tab for whatever insurance she decides to buy on her own.
You will.
I mean, I'd like
and
to.
If she says, "Dad, I really can't handle this. Will you pay for it?" You're going to go, "Yes." Dude, I know you. Erica's got you wrapped around every finger you have.
You've got 5. You know the deal.
Well, that's why I at least spread it out. I mean, geez, I can tell what I said. Nah, I'm already helping your other sister. I can't help you too.
Well, you got to help me if you're helping her. I can already hear that conversation.
No.
Dad, I need insurance. Dad, I need a car. Dad, I need to go out.
Yes.
Dad, HEB.
I know.
The grandkids need this.
My goodness.
Oh, and if they say grandkids, and you're like, well, of course, dear.
Well, fortunately for me, I got 2 that live here, 2 that live in Colorado. The ones in Colorado, they're doing great. So
but you realize you have 5. You got 2 here.
I'm talking about
2 in Colorado.
I'm talking about
grandkids.
So,
I was thinking daughters. You have 5, not 4.
I lose track. The 2 that live in Colorado, her and her husband are doing really well. So they don't need me.
Yeah.
And then Casey,
that's more for the other one.
Well, that's Casey. Lives here. Her and her husband doing really well.
Yeah.
So I don't worry about them. Then the other one, well,
there's
that's
3
another
other
story.
Ones. Yeah. Yeah,
but they don't have grandkids yet.
Oh, okay.
So
you don't have to worry about them until they have grandkids.
Well, and one of them probably won't. You never know, but I'm getting to that point where it's like we're getting to the yeah. So so there you go. That's the life story of Joe Reinagle in a nutshell.
And then you got your wife's kids.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, Maggie's son is married, and they live out.
They do well. Yeah.
They live out in California. They're doing just great.
Good people.
Yeah. And then Courtney is just started a new job, so she got a great new job.
Yeah.
Doing well. So all is good.
Yeah, well, good. So you can pay for my kids' insurance. I mean, you're just used to it. It's the same money going out. It's just where's it directed?
Yeah, no, you. That's your problem, buddy.
Bob Ballou from KI Television in Austin joins us next to talk Texas Longhorn football. When you think about football season, a long holiday weekend, you're going to do some grilling this weekend, whether you're tailgating, home gating, maybe you're heading to the coast. Make sure before you do, you get into Tri-County Meat Market because that great meal does start with great meat. And no better place than Tri-County. They have what you need with the quality you expect. They now feature MTX beef that is raised, fed, and harvested from a family-owned and operated ranch in the Texas Hill Country. If you're thinking beef, chicken, pork, fajitas, poppers, they've got it there at Tri-County Meat Market. You want to do fajitas, their brisket burgers are incredible. They got the best hot dogs on the planet. Tri-County Meat Market always offers a 10% discount for military and first responders. They have 2 great locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Huebner, or online at tricountymeat.com.
This is Texas A&M football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday night at 5, it's the Aggies and New Mexico. Presented by Ewald Kubota, ABC Home and Commercial Services, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Always wanted to get skincare products, right? To take care of the skin on your face especially. But, there's not a lot of that stuff for men. Until now, I was introduced to Toro Cosmeceuticals, and I'm so happy that I was introduced to this product line. It is fantastic. It is a luxury skincare line just for men, and the best part about it is it's affordable. Everything you need, from face wash to moisturizer, toner, eye cream, shave and beard oil. That shave oil is fantastic. And not only does it feel great going on, all of these products can actually repair your skin. You're going to look healthier, and you might even look a little bit younger. Look, Toro's a game changer. It is an experience, and it is all for men. It's working for me, and I know you're going to like it as well. And to get you started, well, Toro's offering you 20% off. All you have to do is go to toroskincare.com, enter the code Joe. That's toroskincare.com. Enter the code Joe. You're going to get 20% off. Fellas, it is time to treat yourself. You deserve it.
Attention business owners. If you had W-2 employees during the pandemic, you are potentially leaving a lot of money on the table. I'm sure you've heard of the ERC, or employee retention credit, from people promising outrageous returns and charging an arm and a leg to get what's rightfully yours. If you'd like to talk to someone born and raised here, to an expert you can meet in person and not some salesman in New York, visit me, Mike Rooney, at SanAntonioERC.com. Not everyone is going to get approved, and I can't promise $26,000 per employee, but it's worth looking into at SanAntonioERC.com.
You know you have hard water. This is Chris Canepa with Connecticut and San Antonio in the Hill Country. And for just around $1 a day, the hard water gets softened away with a professional whole house water softener from Connecticut. Soften your water, spare your hair, and protect your clothing. It's so affordable for around $1 a day. Finally eliminate those hard water spots on your granite countertop and shower. So don't delay. Visit ConnecticutSA.com. Some people get caught in a cycle of wasting money on other softeners that continually break and leave them disappointed. With a Connecticut, you will actually invest your money into something that lasts and works again and again. It's why Dave Ramsey recommends Connecticut and why we say it's the last water softener you'll ever own. A Connecticut water softener is up to 80% more efficient than competing models, and it's the water softener in South Texas you can depend on. Call my team at 210-656-PURE or online at ConnecticutSA.com.
ConnecticutSA.com.
Listen up, sports bettors. This is Rob Thompson here to tell you about my favorite sports book. My only endorsed sports book is BetUS.com. Football's back, and that means it's time to get busy. I only endorse one sports book and casino, and it's been BetUS.com for years. And they're celebrating their 30th year of service by taking care of you with 30 risk-free bets. They're calling it Bet Protect. That's 30 risk-free bets, and on top of that, they have the industry's very best and biggest 125% sign-up bonus. You heard me. That's 125% sign-up bonus, and if you're coming with crypto, that's 200%, along with a 250% casino bonus. That's the game. That's where it is. It's the most exciting place to be. When you bet, make it BetUS.com. And live in-game betting, they got it. Don't wait for it. Take advantage of it now. The 30th year offer, 30 risk-free bets. That's 30 risk-free bets. Get started today by visiting BetUS.com or give them a call at 1-800-MyBetUS. That's 1-800-692-3887. 1-800-MyBetUS. BetUS.com, sportsbook and casino, where the game begins.
It can happen in an instant. A car accident can change your life forever. From serious injuries to mounting medical bills to battling insurance companies, accidents make life harder than it should be. If you've been in an accident, George Salinas Injury Lawyers are here for you. They're local, experienced, and ready to fight for results that make a difference. If you've been injured, don't call just any lawyer. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers at 210-225-0909 or visit georgesalinas.com.
George gets justice.
This is Texas A&M football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday night at 5, it's the Aggies and New Mexico. Presented by Ewald Kubota, ABC Home and Commercial Services, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Thursday on R&R in the morning. Yeah, the sounds from Frisco continue. The fallout from the Trey Lance acquisition. Did the waiver wire land a gift of a sinner
We'll talk all the Cowboys you can possibly stand. We got college football finally. It's an SEC Pac-12 matchup. Won't be able to say that much longer. Can Florida whoop Utah? We'll get there. Now back to the Blitz. Jason and Joe, there is no place finer than to be on a Texas cheer afternoon out on Highway 90. Say hello to everybody.
I agree with that.
Absolutely. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Live out of Texas Cheerleader number 3, 90 and Montgomery. We're here till 6 o'clock. We've got another one of those cool neon lights, LED lights to give away before 5 o'clock. We've got samples of all kinds of great stuff from the Texas Cheer Private Barrel Selection and Silver Star Whiskey. And Joe Reinagle, we had a guy come in, literally standing right over there wanting you to do a damn Scooby-Doo impersonation.
You see how these people know talent when they hear it.
He's had too many of these Maker's Mark samples.
Well, he knows talent. Are you ready for this?
He's
got a video.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy. That's me.
Oh, that's awful. That is so bad.
Look at he say, I just made this guy's day. Are you kidding me?
Some people are easily entertained. Good Lord. Bob Ballou from KI Television in Austin joining us on the Buyers Barricades guest line. My friend, I apologize. You had to hear that.
How did I not know he could do that? That's awesome.
Isn't that cool, Bob? I knew you would appreciate that.
That was really good. I'm impressed, Joe.
Thank you.
I will tell you, high school football started on Friday night, and I was anchoring and just in the, always remembering what Joe Reinagle taught me. I gave you a good right up the gut.
Nice.
Just for you.
You see? Yes.
Just for you.
Bob Ballou, father of small children, very encouraging, even when they're idiots. That's what I just heard.
Bob and I had a very special relationship. We carried that Ken's 5 sports department for a long time.
Yeah, Bob did, and then he went to Austin to make real money. That's the bottom line.
I kept waiting for that old dude to retire. He just wouldn't. So I needed my own gig in Austin.
Exactly. He probably heard too many Scooby-Doo stories.
No, Bob, how long you been in Austin now?
I just started my 17th year.
Wow. I can see how time flies, man. That is crazy.
And you think about, we're all in the fantasy football league together, have been. You and I since, 93, 94. Bob, I guess, has been in it for. In that ladder.
I am I was waiting to hear. There's something I still need to do. I don't know if it's approved to say on the air, but I believe Joe won it a couple of years ago, and he had to take a sip out of something, and I haven't had the chance to do that yet. So,
see
you know what's in there, I promise.
There's some really crappy whiskey inside of our fantasy football trophy. Rob Thompson auto-drafted last year and won. For the record, that trophy is in Rob's trunk and has been for about a year, and he was supposed to mail it to you. I don't know how long ago because, he, I guess, won't drive it up to Austin, but if you're looking for your trophy and the whiskey nobody wants, it's actually in Rob's trunk.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Good luck.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get right on that. I have a feeling that I may not see that one.
Yeah.
You may not. That'd be a pretty good bet. As you look at this Longhorn team this year, speaking of bets, how good of a bet are they to actually win the Big 12 on their way out the door?
So I just want to mention this. My daughter, my 5-year-old daughter's in the car with me, and she remembers everything. She's really smart, remembers everything. And so when I tell you all these crazy predictions I'm about to give you, just know that she will also give me a hard time when the year's over when they don't happen. So I just want you to know that's the case.
Very nice. Very nice.
So, yeah. So Texas they are legit. And I feel like for probably 13 years now, since that 2009 team went to the national title game, we've had this if this can go their way and if this can go their way and they avoid this, then maybe they've got a shot. They should be pretty good, but it's like night and day from that. This team has so much talent. They have so many players who are going to play in the NFL one day. It's going to be really, to me, what I believe with this team is they're going to have to really screw it up to not be a national contender this year. And I don't know. I've made some dumb predictions in the past. I've said some things, but I don't know that I don't know that any of us have felt the confidence around this particular team than maybe since 05. And it's not that they're the 05 team, but just the amount of confidence I think everybody feels around the program, I don't think we felt in a really long time.
Well, I tell you what, Bob, not only do they have the talent, but they should have the inspiration as well. What is the deal with all the Texas hate going on?
So here's the deal. Brett Yormark made the comments in Lubbock about how, Coach McGuire, I'll be cheering for you guys in Austin on that last game the day after Thanksgiving. I personally didn't have a big problem with it. There are people who do because you just don't say that as commissioner of the conference. I think it's kind of fun. I think it's like, hey, I'm Brett Yormark. We've got our teams that are coming in next year. We're excited for our future. I don't really care about Texas and Oklahoma leaving. I care about our league. Now, the flip side of that is when Texas wins the national championship this year, Yormark better not be touting the Big 12 winning the national championship. So there's a give and a take between what you want to do with Texas and Oklahoma and how you want to treat it. But you also can't then turn around and say, well, look at us. Texas and Oklahoma had 27 wins between the two of them. That's the Big 12 that we established. No, it doesn't work both ways.
Did you just predict the Texas Longhorns winning the national championship this year?
What happened? Did I black out?
Yeah, because you said when the Longhorns win the national championship.
I did not say if. I agree with that. I did not.
No, you didn't say if. You said when. That's what I'm saying. Are you actually predicting a natty for the Longhorns?
I think Texas goes 11-1 in the regular season, and I think they win the Big 12 championship and they go to the playoffs. And we were actually having we had a luncheon today with a bunch of Texas X's and some other schools mixed in there, and we had a lot of fun talking about just what this team could be, who they are, whatever. And the thing that I want to happen almost more than anything that I think would be so much fun would be for Texas and Texas A&M to play in the Rose Bowl in the semifinal. And I think that would be just the everything that everybody could ever want would be all packed into one game in Pasadena. And you talk about Texas having bragging rights for the last 12 years since that rivalry ended, quote unquote. Talk about a game that no one would ever. This is like North Carolina and Duke when they met in Coach Krzyzewski's last game and North Carolina won. I mean, the Tar Heels will hold that over Duke forever. And I think that could be that kind of fun deal. I think the biggest thing, you can make whatever predictions you want in the preseason. This Texas team is talented enough and has to where if things break their way, and you always have to get some breaks, Quinn Ewers has to take a major step this year. And if that happens, I really do believe that Texas could be in the national championship game.
Well, and it's not a bad prediction. I'm still wondering, you said 11-1. Who do they lose to, Baloo?
Yeah, at some point, something's going to get them. You'll
Kansas.
Laugh at me when I say this too. I think Texas, it could be Kansas. Kansas could be good this year. I think Texas goes to Tuscaloosa. I think Texas goes to Tuscaloosa and wins by double digits. I think that I think the loss is they only go out of the state twice this year. 3 of their in-state games are TCU, Baylor, and Houston. And I think either TCU or Baylor trips them up.
Wow.
But I think otherwise they have a good chance to run the table.
I love everything that you're saying, that I'm a Longhorn over. But literally, Bob, you look at this roster and you look at the talent, you look at the Big 12, they are clear and above the best team on paper. But when I'm talking to Longhorn fans, and like Rob Thompson, who is a Aggie, and he calls it battered Aggie syndrome. I don't know what UT fans call it. But the question that I get more from anybody is, will Sark screw this up? Why do fans not trust Steve Sarkisian?
And to me, it's the same thing as Quinn Ewers. Until they do it, we don't know that they can do it, right? I mean, that's the biggest issue. Now, that said, I do go through this with Sark because he has been a coach for a while and he hasn't accomplished it. I understand that. But let's take you through why he hasn't accomplished it, right? So he went to Washington and he took over an 0-12 program and made them relevant. And they won, whatever it was, 7 or 8 games his last year there. He went to USC, became the head coach. I think if I'm not, again, my numbers get off. So I think they won 8 or 9 his first year. And then his second year, he went through his alcoholic stage and they fired him in the middle of the year. He went through everything to get back to where he was. He basically broke this program down, kind of started, maybe not from scratch, but really wanted to do it his way. Even though they had talent, he wanted to make this program his. They went 5-7 and then 8-5. So this is the year we see who Steve Sarkisian is as a coach. And until he does it, we don't know that he's a great coach. But he's built it the right way. He's got the right people in place, and he's going to give them a chance to do it this year.
Okay, Bob, let me play devil's advocate then. If he doesn't get it done this year, would Texas, the uppers, the guys, the deep pockets there at the University of Texas, would they fire Sark as Texas moves into the SEC?
Yeah, I mean, again, that's a great question. We had that conversation this morning, and we were saying basically, I think it would take a catastrophe. I mean, I really do. I think it would take 4-8, 5-7, where you're like, this is never going to go anywhere. 6-6 even, but even then, I think they are so confident in what he can do, and they are so confident that this is finally going in the right direction. You look at the recruiting class that he got. The recruiting class for 24, if they are good this year, they're going to start stacking recruiting classes. And that's where you start to become an unbelievable program. You become a great program with depth. And so I think that's what they're approaching. Again, you'd have to see it this year, but I don't see that. Like, I just don't see an absolute catastrophe this year. I just think that that there's enough talent in this program that, and I actually asked Sark about that. I said, talking about talent, you've got the talent and you can start rotating, not out of necessity, but just because you can. And he said, you can have talent, but if you don't have the mindset, it doesn't matter. And he said, I think our group finally has the mindset of what it takes to win. Again, all of these things, it's the preseason. None of it matters. We can talk about everything we want to talk about until you actually go do it. And Texas has to go do it this year, and that's the only way we're going to know if who they are.
Bob Ballou from KI Television in Austin joining us here on the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is going to be our Longhorn insider all year. You think about the UT program, a program not afraid to release it too deep to the media. Who besides Quinn Ewers jumped out of like do you expect to be that impact guy on this year's team, not the quarterback?
Well, I think, that's a good question. I think at running back, it's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. Jonathan Brooks was obviously the incumbent and the guy that we thought was going to be the starter, but Cedric Baxter, the true freshman, has had an unbelievable camp, has really turned some heads. We'll see both of them. There's a real opportunity there for the true freshman to make a real impact, and I think that could be one of the guys. The wide receiver room is stupid loaded. I mean, that is – Texas has never seen a wide receiver room like this. And I know, again, college football didn't really turn to the passing game until, the early 90s. We didn't see a lot of the run and gun stuff we see now. But for Texas to have the room it has with Jordan Whittington and A.D. Mitchell and Xavier Worthy starting, and then you bring a guy like Jonte Cook, who's just looked unbelievable to the point. They're bringing Isaiah Nayor back after his ACL injury last year. Jatavion Sanders is one of the best tight ends in the country. This could be to see if Jonte Cook can develop into that guy as a fourth receiver in that room. He's another special talent. On defense, I would say Anthony Hill is one of the freshmen I expect to be by the end of the year a starting linebacker and a major player on this team. And I think their defensive line has a bunch of talent. You start with Byron Murphy and Tavondre Sweat, and then you just go on from there. That's the thing, though. That's what I'm talking about. When you talk about how deep this program is, those are the things that make a program good in college football, and that's where Texas is finally starting to get.
Okay, I got to say this as we leave. The last time the Texas Longhorns won a national championship, my good friend Bob Ballou was there and brought me back a T-shirt that said USC National Champions. Do you remember that, Bob?
I do. We were walking out of the stadium after they won. And they were, they shipped those shirts. They have both shirts for whichever team wins.
Yep.
And I bought 8 USC national three-peat. I believe it was USC three-peat T-shirts for $20. And we were staying at the team hotel. And that night I took it down and I was having the players autograph the shirt. And they were laughing their ass off about it. They thought it was the funniest thing they had ever seen. And I was like, this is great. I got my dad one, I got Joe one, I got me one. It was worth the $20 for sure.
For 8 shirts, absolutely. I mean, it's pretty incredible. And you probably still have yours. Joe kept his for a week and then threw it away.
No, I've still got mine. Believe it or not, yes, I do.
Yeah,
I absolutely do.
I've got a shirt that I bought at NBA.com. Their vintage shop, a Spurs 1998 championship shirt.
That's a
great.
good one.
Yeah,
there's some good ones floating out there for sure. Hey, Joe, I got to tell you before I go, I did get a text right after the beginning of us getting on the air and talking, and it was from our dear friend Marcus Floyd, who asked the question, "You guys carried the department?" And I said, "Yeah, that's fair, Marcus. That's fair."
Well, of course,
maybe Marcus
we did.
carried it.
Yeah,
we all know that it was Marcus Floyd that carried that department for years and years and years. Bob Ballou, we'll talk to you next week after the Longhorns go 1-0 as we get ready to head down to Alabama.
Looking forward to it as always, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Great
Bob.
Ballou on the Buyers Barricades guest line online at buyersbarricades.com. Let's continue the college football conversation when we come back. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. If not Texas, who in the Big 12? How good is A&M going to be? He's talking about them in a college semifinal.
I think he's a little confused.
Well, I mean, he's drinking the Kool-Aid in Austin. Let's talk college football next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, that stuff that was coming out of the sky on Sunday and Monday, rain. We might have forgotten what it was, but it did rain, and I know we're all thankful of that for sure. But if it rained and you found that you might have a leak somewhere, well, I'm sorry about that. But if you do, you know you want to get it repaired, and you want somebody that knows what the heck they're doing to repair it. That's Stevens Roofing. They're absolutely the best here in San Antonio and South Texas. Years of experience. Their people live in our area. They deal with the same weather we do. And they've got this great saying. It's buy local, stay local, trust local with Stevens Roofing. You know, the pros at Stevens Roofing can repair and install all kinds of roofs, metal roofs, composition. They even do commercial projects, and they'll work with your insurance company. If you've got an insurance claim, hand it off to Stevens Roofing. Let them deal with that. Takes it right off your plate. Their number 210-785-0994. They'll send somebody out to check for any damage, and they're going to give you an honest assessment. Whether you have a simple leak or you need an entire roof replaced, Stevens Roofing is your local roofer. You can get them online at stevensroofing.net. And don't forget that saying, buy local, stay local, trust local with Stevens Roofing. 210-785-0994.
It's R&R in the morning.
Thursday on R&R in the morning, we get you the sounds from the Star. We hear from some Cowboys players back on board. Also, college football is back, baby. Headlined by Florida, headed to take on the 14th ranked Utes.
The Athletic tells us there are 5 tiers of NBA player worth notes. The Spurs have got 2 on 2 different tiers. The party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Life moves fast. No one has time for a car, truck wreck, or commercial vehicle accident. At Davis Law Firm, we get it. When you call the force, you don't have to worry about insulting offers from insurance adjusters, property damage, or car rental. With over 25 years experience, we have secured important verdicts and settlements, some in the millions of dollars. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car, truck wreck, or hit by a commercial vehicle, call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to remember. 4. Attorney consultation by appointment only. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. Davis Law Firm is a proud official partner, personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
Hun, we need to stop putting off getting life insurance.
I know. It's just been so busy, and I'm sure the cost is out of our budget.
Well, Jen told me that they got a $500,000 term life insurance policy from Ethos for less than $23 a month. All online with no complicated forms and no medical exam. All they had to do was answer a few health questions.
Wait, no medical exam and all online?
I know, right? It's not easy to think about, but if something happened to you, James and I would be...
Okay, I get it. Let's get a quote from Ethos right now. Wow, you were right. There's no medical exam, and Ethos makes the whole online process fast and easy. And look at these rates and coverage options. It's great protection and totally fits our budget.
Ethos. They've removed all the barriers from getting coverage. Go to checkethos.com to get your free online quote. That's checkethos.com. Quote based on a healthy, non-smoking 30-year-old male with a 20-year term policy. Rates may vary.
The extracurricular activities, the traffic, the nightly homework, the traffic, the finding time to eat dinner together as a family. the traffic. Back to school can be stressful. Thanks to Ziploc, meal prep doesn't have to be. New Ziploc bags with Stay Open design have a patented stand-up bottom that helps keep the bag upright and a top grease that folds and holds for easy filling, unlocking a second set of hands in the kitchen. If only it unlocked a second set of lanes. New Ziploc brand freezer and storage bags with Stay Open design from S.C. Johnson, a family company.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go: shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms: irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think of calling for a ride, but nah, you live nearby. What's the worst that could happen? You get pulled over, your insurance goes up, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone. The results of driving drunk are tragic. That's why law enforcement is out there looking for impaired drivers to save lives. So if you think you're okay to drive after a few drinks, think again. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Right now at Wendy's, when you buy either Dave's Single, Spicy Chicken Sandwich, Medium Frosty, or 10-piece nuggets, you can get another for just $1. Your dollar never tasted so good. So it's obvious what everyone will get, right?
Definitely nugs
Spicy
and
chicken
a Frosty.
sandwich,
Dave's single and a Frosty for me.
and a Frosty. Okay, who said Frosty and a Frosty? Pick your obvious choice. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's, buy one, get one for $1.
Limited time only. Price of participation may vary. U.S. Wendy's, valid for item of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined in a combo or any other option.
Score $1,000 cash for back to school and another $1K for your favorite school or charity. Register to win now at a sport from the Institute for Functional Health and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix, live out at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3, which is Highway 90 in Montgomery. But when you're typing in your GPS, Texas Cheer, the number comes up and it just brings you right to this one if you go with number 3. We've got lots of samples while we're out here, including Silver Star Whiskey, which is $14.99 for a handle.
Unbelievable.
Incredible until 6 o'clock tonight. We got another neon sign to give away.
We do.
So we're here at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3 until 6. Tomorrow, we're going to be out at the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road, because college football starts tomorrow. And
good game, too, right?
We've got some good games on tap tomorrow night. Then you get into the weekend. And, you know, typical college football, there's some games that are just going to be ugly.
Well, sure.
But you're excited to watch them.
Of course.
And that's one of the things I love about pro football more so than the college game is I don't have a whole lot of 50-0 kind of games at the NFL level.
They're going to be tight. Now, there's going to be there's one good one on Sunday night, I believe it is. It's Florida State and LSU. That should be a good one. Both of those teams expected to be pretty good this year, so that's going to be good. I'm looking forward to seeing it and looking forward to watching this all weekend because I want to get my fill of that stuff, and it's I'm just glad it's back, Jason. My goodness.
I mean, that's the big thing. And you look at like the Utah game. I've seen some reports the Utah quarterback might not play, and then of course you got a hurricane that could take care of the Sunday night game, depending on what happens with that hurricane down there. I mean, you are the Bill Taylor clone. I figured you would have a good hurricane update.
Dude, that hurricane's gone.
Yeah?
I mean, yeah, it's out. It's out of there. I think that thing's already into the Carolinas, and I think they'll be just fine. It won't be any problem whatsoever. That's your official San Antonio Sports Star weather forecast.
Well, and that's what we need. There's a great college football preview at sasportstar.com today. And you start looking at the weekend, and I'm jacked up for this season because I do think my Longhorns,
your Longhorns,
have the chance to get it done. All right?
So they're your Longhorns.
Well, they've always been my Longhorns.
Okay, Sheldon's got nothing to say about that over here. He's a big Longhorn.
I mean, everybody that's
homer
got
too.
a little burnt orange in their wardrobe, it's theirs. Right?
Okay, all right.
And,
you all share it. I see.
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's not just mine; it's collective.
Okay,
right?
okay.
But I do look at UT this year as a team. Like you look at it on paper, Sark, don't screw it up, right? It's so bizarre that when I'm looking for the weakness on UT, I look at the sideline, and you wonder because it's like, all right, are they going to screw this up? Can they screw this up? Can they? Of course they can.
Sure they can.
Will they screw this up? The excitement level, the talent, and I'm glad Bob Ballou said it. You go back to those teams that either won the national championship or even the one where they played in it, McCoy got hurt and knocked out, because I think if he stays in, they probably win that one. But, they've got that kind of a football team this year. They really do, talent-wise.
Well, look, they should win the Big 12. I don't think there's any question. And I think if they don't, and I've said this before, it's a failure. It is a failure of a season. Now, look, there's a lot of unknowns, variables, injuries, whatever the case may be. But if the Longhorns, as they sit right now, if they don't win the Big 12, it's a failure. And if they win the Big 12, they're going to be in the playoffs. I have to believe that. So
Texas is back, folks.
And they are back. And that's on paper, they're back. That's the issue. They got to get it done on the football field, and it remains to be seen. Can Sark screw it up? I don't think so. Look, I think Sarkisian is a good coach. I was not really thrilled when he got hired in Austin, but he has recruited well. He's got the talent. They've come up with the money to bring their players in and pay them and do what everybody else is doing. But you're right. I think if there is a weakness, Jason, it's Steve Sarkisian.
And that's so bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I like Sark.
Sure.
But really, when he first got hired, I was like, you've got to be kidding.
Yeah.
Although you and we visited with him, I don't know, last summer.
Is that a luncheon?
It was whatever luncheon it was. And it almost like he was giving like a CEO giving a report to the stockholders about what went wrong, what didn't, and why, and the plan to fix it.
Yeah.
And we walked out of that luncheon, or at least I did, thinking this is a guy with a great plan because we've been to a lot of those rah-rah lunches with the coach, and I've never seen one like the one that Sark did on that afternoon. And it almost felt like, all right, he didn't try to sugarcoat anything. He didn't try to make excuses. He explained some things that if you wanted to say that was an excuse, but this is what they were going to do to fix it. And something that Bob Ballou mentioned when we were visiting with him, the culture and attitude of that whole program, it's officially his.
There's no excuse.
His stamp is on this program up there in Austin. And the roster and the schedule says you better be in the playoffs this year on your way to the SEC.
It absolutely has to. Again, it's a failure if they don't win the Big 12. It just simply is. They're the class on paper right now. Now, I know there's Texas Tech fan out there that says, look, you got to get by us. TCU fan out there, you got to get by us. The hate is there. Everybody's got Texas circled on their schedule, I promise you, because all of them want to knock them off. You hear the hate now from Dana Holgorsen at Houston and of course, Yormack, the commissioner, wanting them all to lose. And so everybody's going to give Texas their best shot. They're going to have to do it. But talent-wise, they're head and shoulders above everybody else. They should win the Big 12. They should be in the playoffs this year.
You look at UT opening up this weekend, essentially a bye, if you will, and you've got a lot of that. But there are some.
Don't tell the Aggies that about App State. And they got New Mexico coming up. They're a little nervous, I'm sure.
Yeah, and that Aggies New Mexico game is one you'll be able to listen to here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. In fact, we're going to have a lot of football on this radio station and over on ESPN AM 1250 all weekend long. But when you look at this weekend and some of the games, and it's nice to have them back, but there are some good ones. But even like tomorrow night with the Utah-Florida game, looks like Cam Rising isn't going to be able to go because of an injury, and that is a disappointment.
Yeah, that's too bad.
It's also why you don't put money on a game on a Monday or Tuesday when the game is on Thursday, because you wait to see what's going to happen. But this weekend is going to be fun, and at least for, I would say, me and you and most people listening to this radio station, the most competitive game of interest to our audience, I would think, is UTSA on the road against the Houston Cougars.
Absolutely, Saturday night.
Going to be on FS1.
Yeah.
Real television, not a streaming service where you got to go find it.
Right.
Probably going to be on every sports bar in town because it's on real television. You don't have to work to go find it. Mm-hmm. And it should be one hell of a football game.
It should be. And I don't know what Houston has. Obviously, they lost their quarterback. But Holgerson's done a pretty good job. But I think UTSA can win that game. And I think it's going to be interesting because it's the first time that UTSA has gone back there since they upset Houston, 2 years ago in their brand new stadium. So in that respect, the Cougars are going to be fired. I'm wanting a little revenge. But I think that's going to be one hell of a football game. But I just think UTSA has got it this year. I think they've got it. They've got the talent. They've got some players. And, look, they're not picked by some to win the AAC for nothing. I mean, they've got it on paper. Obviously, they got to put it all together on the field.
Well, and that's it. And, again, it starts with the quarterback coming back. I mean, you get a guy in Frank Harris who's going to be starting his fourth year. He's a seventh-year, super-duper senior. I don't know what the official – term is
right.
But you've got a 4-year starter.
And with a lot of experience, and he knows that system inside and out. Jeff Traylor has the utmost confidence in him, as he told us on Monday when he joined us on the Blitz, which he's going to do every Monday, by the way, at 5:15. But he loves him, and he's got perfect confidence in him. And as he said, and you just look at Frank Harris on the field, they're never out of it. They could be down a touchdown, 10 points, and you feel like they're always in it and they got a shot. So, I mean, that's what 75% of the battle right there. If you've got a signal caller that can get the job done, you feel pretty good about your football team.
I was trying to look up, although my internet is running slow, the UTSA Roadrunners on the road at a Big 12 Houston Cougar team. 2-point favorites.
Yeah, I believe it.
Over under is 60.
I believe it.
And you think about, all right, the weather, the crowd noise, all the stuff that we heard last year where it goes to triple overtime. But I think they're a favorite because of Frank Harris. You've got a known commodity in your quarterback. We talk about the Aggies and a bounce back year for them. They go with Connor as their starter, which honestly surprised me. Weigman is starting, not Johnson. I thought Johnson would end up winning that job. But A&M, so much to prove after what was such a disappointment a year ago.
Well, and it's going to be interesting to watch that program with Bobby Petrino over there. How is it different this year offensively than it was last year? How is it different? How's that going to play out? And so that's something to watch. They do open up with New Mexico. Obviously, it's a game they should win and win easily. But, and it's not just the Aggies. It's every team. You take those teams for granted, and they can sneak up and bite you in the butt. And so everybody's got to be. And Texas the same way. That's a game that you've got to put it on them. That's what you want to do. You can't sleep on those teams, or all of a sudden a fumble here, a bad play there, and you're scrambling for your life.
The Aggies, by the way, 38-point favorites over New Mexico.
Of course. But how big a favorite were they over App State?
Well,
I bet it was close to that.
That's it. And forward thinking for Aggie fans, you heard Bob Alou as our Longhorn insider, the voice of the Aggies, Andrew Monaco, will join us every Friday, starting this Friday. One of the other games that I'm just very interested in seeing, and it's a team that I've never really given a damn about before, but curiosity gets the best of you. What is Colorado going to do? And they open up 11 a.m. Saturday on Fox against TCU, a team that played in the national championship game a year ago.
Well, that's look, TCU ought to have that, and I think they're double-digit favorites over Colorado. But you look at Deion Sanders, and there's an article on him on ESPN today talking about how unprecedented what he did with that program. Basically took everybody that was there when he got there, wiped them out, and started over through the transfer portal, and has got some pretty talented players on that field. And so I think it's going to be interesting to watch and see how that all plays out. Look, TCU should win that football game.
Yep.
I don't think there's any question, but it is prime time, and they'll have those players ready to go.
Well, and that's it. And I think that's such a big part of the interest level in Colorado. They're a 20.5-point dog.
Yeah.
To TCU. But you have no idea what that Colorado team is going to look like.
How do you even prepare if you're TCU?
I mean, you just look at all those players and find tape from where they were.
Yeah.
And I don't know, watch some Jackson State team tape just to see what Deion typically likes to do. But it is such an interesting football team because they were awful a year ago.
Yeah.
But you can't judge it off of last year because that roster's been fired.
It's gone.
I mean, and you got Deion taking a lot of flack right now because he's not even claiming Florida State anymore because that's not where he graduated from.
Not where he graduated.
I mean, it is such an interesting dynamic, but because it's Deion, Colorado is must-watch television on Saturday morning at 11.
And it will be, and I think a lot of the Colorado games are going to be on TV, but I love what Deion has done. I mean, I wish there were more coaches like him. It's like, hey, you don't like me? Don't play for me. It doesn't matter, but this is the way it's going to be. And so I love that about what he's done. He's holding those players accountable on the field and off. And I think it's fantastic.
Let's talk some Trey Lance. He's talked to the media, had his first practice today as he is now the QB3 of the Dallas Cowboys, the most talked about third-string quarterback in the history of the National Football League as we continue live out here at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3, Highway 90 and Montgomery. If you're shopping for a new vehicle, make sure and go see my friends at Ancira Chrysler Complex. Tell you about and recommend Ancira because I am a longtime Ancira customer, and it's because of their great customer service before, during, and most importantly, after the sale. That great customer service is why Ancira has been a top family-run dealership in San Antonio for decades. And you know Price made Ancira number one. Price keeps Ancira number one. So think Ancira. Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram truck, part of the Ancira I-Tornado complex on I-10 West between Wurzbach and Huebner.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com.
Labor Day savings start now at Lowe's. Get up to an additional $1,500 off select major kitchen appliances. And save $100 off select laundry pairs, priced $1,396 or more. Plus, pick up the latest DeWalt PowerStack 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery kit and get a select Bear tool free. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 8/30. Appliance savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for details. While supplies last.
Broken bricks, falling fences, damaged doors. Gorilla Glue, of course. Gorilla Glue is incredibly strong, 100% waterproof, and bonds virtually everything. Gorilla Glue, for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
I just learned Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right. Everything you earned doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/Mac.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com. It's football season, and the Roof Hub is kicking off their 10-year anniversary party. Over the past decade, the Roof Hub has proven to be the best place to watch a game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. College football, pro football, the games are on at the Roo. Aggie fans, every game will be on with sound. And when you show up at the Roof Hub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Celebrating 10 years, the Roof Hub next to the Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
The Golf Club of Texas has some of the best course conditions with the friendliest staff. The golf is great. They have a lighted driving range and practice area. While it feels like a country club, it's not a private club. It's open to the public, so bring the family into the 10 Cup Bar. It's the nicest sit-down restaurant in that area of SA, specializing in Texas food, wine, and spirits. For golf or dinner, go to Golf Club of Texas off Highway 90, online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Ever find yourself in a department store with a question, but you can't find anyone who actually works there, so you just wander? That's what it feels like when you call most banks. But at Frost, we have live customer service 24/7, so you can speak to a real human right when you call, every time you call. No phone tree, no bots, just help from a real human when you need it. It's about being there for you. It's about more than money. Frost Bank.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the Aggies. San Antonio's Sports Center.
It's a family reunion for the Dallas Cowboys. All the guys that they said goodbye to yesterday, most of them are coming back to the practice squad, including running back Malik Davis. I know Rudy J's happy about that. Will Greer won't be back, though. He found a new home. He signed the practice squad. And we have a 3-way tie in the chase for the American League West title. Astros, Rangers, and Mariners. All 3 of those teams in action this afternoon.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Guess what day it is?
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Hump day.
Oh, boy.
It is Hump Day.
Please don't do that.
Hump Day.
Hump day.
Hump Day.
Hump day.
See, I mean, you don't know who's me and who's the real guy.
Are you not a real guy?
Well, I mean, everybody here knows which one was me.
Well, they know who was good,
If you're listening on the radio, you had no clue.
Yeah, they did. Because that guy clearly had more stamina than you. You petered out way too soon. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio
Story
Sports
of my
Star. Live out at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3, Highway 90 and Montgomery. And, man, we've got a lot of samples. Silver Star vodka's out here. Their handle is only $14.99 right now, and you can sample it. They're Texas Honey, Silver Star Texas Honey whiskey, which is fantastic. And we've got some private label Texas Cheer samples that we have as well. So Look, it's just after 5. You know you're on your way home. Stop by and see us here at Texas Tier Liquor number 3.
Of course, because I've got to try. I've tried all 3 of the other
well,
ones.
You can't try it for an hour.
I know it. We got Maker's Mark. We got Jack Daniels, but it's this one here. It's the
Penelope Toasted. Yeah.
Yeah, is this good, AD?
Well, what do you think he's going to tell you? It's got his name on it. It's private barrel. Yeah, no, that sucks, man. Sample it all.
Now, see, I can
all the private label is good stuff.
I can ask AD because he'll be honest with me.
Well, he puts it out for a reason.
Well,
is he going to put out bottles to sample if it's not good?
Well, I mean, think about it. Think about what he's putting out here.
Yeah.
This is the best, and that's what he does.
That's
Anytime
exactly
we're
what
at Texas Tier Liquor.
So why would you ask him if it's good?
Well, because I've never heard of it.
I mean, so you've never heard of it, therefore it must not be.
Well,
you question it.
I know.
If a guy like AD says, "Here, Joe, try this," I'm gonna guess that he's not offering you something that's in our fantasy football trophy, that crap whiskey that nobody could drink.
Dude, you want me to tell you what that is?
Pipe cleaner.
No.
You want to get rid of rust on your pipes, you use that whiskey.
Phil and I had thought it'd be funny. He puts this old Southern Comfort.
It's not even Southern Comfort.
It's not that.
It's not that good.
It was awful.
No, it was not even.
And it's been in there now for what, 4 years?
Well, it's been in Rob's trunk for over a year.
So it's cooked.
I mean, there are times when I think, Rob has used that to, get some vermin off the front of his car, man, and that's why the paint's peeling back.
So poor Bob Ballou, the defending champion of our fantasy football league, didn't get the privilege of having to stare at that trophy for a year.
No. Paint thinner.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's unbelievable.
It's awful. Now, here at Texas Tier Liquor, we said before the end of the 4 o'clock hour, we were going to give away another neon sign. One of those cool LED signs. Looks great in the man.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Right? And the 4 o'clock hour has ended, and we didn't give it away. But we got 3 dudes hanging out, sampling great products while they're hanging out, because that's what we do. But now we've got to figure out, how do we give this away between 3 people?
I don't know. We've got more coming in here.
Well, but I don't know that either of these 3 want to get into like a push-up challenge.
Well, no, I don't want to see that.
Well, one guy does, so we're not going to do
ugly. That'd be pretty ugly.
Well, it's supposed to be pretty funny. We could do wheelbarrow races up and down the aisle here.
Well, who's going to be the wheelbarrow guy?
Grumpy ass Greg Shelton. We'll see how far they're able to get him down the aisle before he starts breaking bottles.
Dude, look at this thing. This is really nice.
Well, see, and now Greg Shelton wants in on the action, because he is literally taking the sign out, unwrapping it very carefully like an engineer would.
Wow. That's really nice.
Yeah. All right. So we got to figure out.
See, now there's Carlos is in here too. And he's got to be in for this, too.
Well, but you were supposed to be here by 4.
Oh,
So Carlos is out of it. So what are we going to do? Rock, paper, scissors?
How about that?
You guys figure it out amongst yourselves. We'll let AD. He's management types. He can manage. Everybody, I don't. Then we'll get down to 2 and then flip coins or something. What's up, man? And go from there.
See, it's 5 o'clock, though. Then we get to the action. Everybody's getting off work. They're going to come in here and get ready for their Labor Day festivities, and you got to stock up. Dude, $14.99 for a handle. And that's good stuff. If you guys sampled it's good vodka. It's really good.
Have you put yours in the trunk yet?
No, AD, you're going to save me a couple of those, aren't you?
AD's already run your credit card.
And he's got a weird look on his face like it didn't go through.
Well, no, it went through, but maybe when you see the total, it might be a little different because I just threw my stuff in there with yours. And so did Greg Shelton and this guy and that guy and, well, AD too.
Yeah, why not?
You said you were buying for everybody.
Well, I'm walking out with a couple of those handles. I promise you that.
Only a couple? 5, 6?
I don't know. A couple of boxes? Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Sure.
We'll see. That's good stuff, though. I mean, hey, it's Labor Day weekend, man. I got to be prepared. I'm a big vodka and ginger ale guy now.
What do you mean now?
Well, now.
You've always been that.
Not a ginger ale guy.
Oh. What was it before? Just soda?
Soda or something else. Vodka is one of those things. It's hard to find a good mix.
Really?
Well, yeah, unless you're drinking a Bloody Mary or a screwdriver, and then after a while, those get old, and you want something else.
There's so many flavored vodkas now that they mix it for you.
Yeah, but I don't
it's already done.
For
a long time, I was doing vodka and Red Bull.
Yeah, well, that's not good.
Well, it was good for a long time, and then it wasn't for whatever reason. Now I don't even like the smell of Red Bull because I can't have a Red Bull unless there's vodka with it.
Well, that's sad. It really is. That's sad.
But if you're looking for a mixer,
I'm not doing Red Bull.
I mean, you could stay up past 9 o'clock if you did a vodka and a Red Bull.
I got 5-hour energy. I'm good.
With your vodka?
Well, before. So you take a shot of that, you drink a little longer. The problem is that once you finally crash, you're like, woo.
Well, you're doing that regardless.
Well, yeah. I mean, yay. I work hard, Jason. So, the weekends, you got to party hard.
Work hard, play hard?
That's exactly right.
Pretty good motto to have.
I love it.
Although I find it very interesting that you will sit there on the radio and say that you work hard, yet you give me crap all the time about not doing anything and not working hard, yet we do the exact same job.
Well, I obviously do it better than you, so
really?
So I work harder at it.
Is that what?
That's exactly.
Really?
Yes. That's exactly right.
So better makes it harder?
Dude, I'm sitting here entertaining you with the Scooby-Doos and the hump day. And I mean, where's your
Rudolph Gonzalez says vodka is literally the most mixable liquor out there.
What's that mean?
Even AD is like, you can mix vodka with just about anything you want.
Well, sure. But I mean, it's got to taste good.
Well,
now I love a good Bloody Mary. I love a good screwdriver.
Yeah.
So that's all of that stuff. But Ben says vodka on the rocks with a twist of lemon and lime. Okay,
that works.
Not bad. Yeah,
that works.
And AD's right. I mean, you can mix it with just about anything. But I like the taste of ginger ale.
Okay.
So that's me.
Did that happen after you hit 60?
No.
Okay.
Well, maybe it did.
Because I think there's something to that.
Maybe it did.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's like I'll get the sugar-free ginger ale, and it's like
to you.
So my figure can stay somewhat reasonable.
I was talking to a friend of mine the other day who plays in a band. Before a show, he does has a whiskey and Pedialyte.
Whiskey and Pedialyte.
Exactly.
All right, I get that. You stay hydrated.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Hey, we're gonna do a rock paper scissors here, or what?
You guys have got to figure.
They got to figure that. Okay.
Absolutely. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on this Wednesday out at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3. We're here till 6. Of course, they're open much later. You want to get stocked up for the weekend. Tomorrow, we're going to be live out at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road, as college football officially getting started tomorrow night. A couple of good games, Utah and Florida. And Arizona State is playing tomorrow, although I'm pissed at them because their administration is idiots. The Aggies open up on Saturday against New Mexico. You can listen to that game here on 94.1 starting at 5 o'clock with the pregame, brought to you by Ewald Kubota, ABC Home and Commercial Services, and the
college football, man. Here we go. And then we got to go. And I like how the TVs people do it. And I'm not sure what channel that game on Sunday night is, but they know it's the last Sunday without NFL football. So you put a good matchup. Florida State, LSU, Sunday night. Do we know what channel that's on?
On ABC.
ABC.
And then Monday night, September 4th on ESPN, you got Clemson and Duke.
Oh, well, okay. Well, I was going to I got excited when you said Clemson and then Duke. Do they have a football team?
I mean, yes.
Wow. Well,
yeah.
Enjoy your Labor Day.
Anytime the Dukies lose, man, I'm good.
That's a good thing.
I mean,
we got a winner. Who won? Hey,
all right, the birthday boy.
There we go. All right.
How did we end up doing it? Rock, paper, scissors.
Well, happy birthday to you.
Absolutely. And he's got his Silver Star vodka handle for $14.99. It's going to be a good birthday for him. Again, we're out here till 6 o'clock out at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3. Preseason behind us. Rosters kind of set. You got some guys that are coming back from the practice squad, and there will be a lot of changes before the start of the regular season. But when you think about your starters, who's going to be involved in your fantasy action, you know where they are. And that is why you need to go download the Underdog Fantasy app. UnderdogFantasy.com is their website, or Underdog Fantasy Download the app. Great, easy-to-use app. And I love playing Underdog Fantasy, the great pick'em game that they have. And they've got a new season-long pick'em game. It is fantasy, but you can win real money, and it is legal in the state of Texas. Ton of fun. And with the NFL season-long pick'em, you pick between 2 and 5 players, select whether they're going to go higher or lower, projected season total on stats. So you can look at Dak Prescott's numbers, look at his interceptions numbers, yardage number, and figure out which one, higher or lower, and you build your dream team. Easy to do on their mobile app or online at UnderdogFantasy.com. Just sign up with my promo code STAR, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. Again, promo code STAR. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms do apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org. Underdog Fantasy. Download the app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com.
This is Texas A&M football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday night at 5. It's the Aggies and New Mexico. Presented by Ewald Kubota, ABC Home and Commercial Services, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Attention business owners. If you had W-2 employees during the pandemic, you are potentially leaving a lot of money on the table. I'm sure you've heard of the ERC, or Employee Retention Credit, from people promising outrageous returns and charging an arm and a leg to get what's rightfully yours. If you'd like to talk to someone born and raised here, to an expert you can meet in person and not some salesman in New York, visit me, Mike Rooney, at SanAntonioERC.com. Not everyone is going to get approved, and I can't promise $26,000 per employee, but it's worth looking into at SanAntonioERC.com.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit JesseHernandezLaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or JesseHernandezLaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax. Touchdown! A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax. 100% natural male enhancement formulas only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
I want to take a moment to talk to you about advertising on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Yeah, we get this question quite a bit. Here's what you have to do. Contact Morgan Harrison via email. It's morgan.harrison@alphamediausa.com. From there, she's going to have one of our folks connect with you on how you can advertise right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Or since Alpha Media is a full-service advertising company, online, other radio stations, and even television, since that's just about all through the internet. Happy connecting.
Right now at Wendy's, when you buy either a Dave's Single, Spicy Chicken Sandwich, Medium Frosty, or 10-piece nuggets, you can get another for just $1. Your dollar never tasted so good. So it's obvious what everyone will get, right?
Definitely nugs
Spicy
and
chicken
a Frosty.
sandwich,
Dave's Single and a Frosty for me.
and a Frosty.
Okay, who said Frosty and a Frosty? Pick your obvious choice. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's, buy one, get one for $1.
Limited time only. Price of participation may vary. U.S. Wendy's, valid for item of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined with a combo or any other offer.
School on! Save on!
Back to school is on, and Staples has great prices on everything you need for your best year yet. Save on headphones and laptops. Save on notebooks, pens, and all the essentials. Priced low and still in stock. And right now at Staples, 24-pack Crayola crayons and comp books are only 50 cents each. Plus, select notebooks are just 35 cents each. School on, save on at Staples, where school savings are always in session. Ends 9/16. In-store only, limit 30.
This is Tony Pollard, and you're listening to the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Menix. Live out at Texas Cheer Liquor, number 3, Highway 90 in Montgomery. Lots of samples. And, there's a guy here, and apparently you know this guy, Carlos,
yeah,
right?
I know, from way back.
Far better guy than you are. He's a Metallica guy.
I know.
Right?
I never knew that about him, and I'm surprised we've been friends this long.
You give me a lot of crap because I go see Metallica a lot. This past weekend was my 25th Metallica show. This guy was at the show in Dallas. Well, I guess it was now 2 weeks ago because last weekend they were in L.A. This weekend, coming up, they're in Phoenix, and he's going to the Phoenix show.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
See, it'll be his 24th and 25th.
Gee
and he's buying some of Troy Aikman's 8 beer.
He is.
I guess he'll check that, or if he's driving, just so he can have his 8 in Phoenix. So, I mean, check bags.
Well, I say he's got to take it to his buddy in Phoenix because they don't sell it there.
Yeah. Well, they only sell it in Texas.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So he's taking it to – see, that's a good friend. Taking his buddy some beer.
Yeah, exactly.
Some 8 beer.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. You got his and, a couple of – and his buddy probably won't even drink those. Those will end up – well, 2 of them will end up on a shelf. Yeah. Yeah.
It's good beer.
They're good beer.
It's good beer.
Now,
see, Los here used to drink Fat Tire.
Uh-huh.
So he'd have to get Fat Tire all the time.
Well, and now he's getting 8 because now he's
getting 8.
Getting older and he's got kids and he's, exactly. It's what he's trying to do.
He said they changed the recipe on him. So he said,
I just appreciate a guy, because when they were rolled through a couple years ago, I saw him in Houston, then I saw him a couple days later in San Antonio.
Jeez.
It's the same show, but it's a different set list every night. So what he saw last Friday in Dallas will be different than this Friday in Phoenix.
That's fantastic.
And the amount of money this guy promised you to spend on T-shirts is probably ridiculous. Yeah. I mean,
I hope he can pay, Metallica takes care of his daughter over there.
Such a machine. She gets 1.
She does?
He'll get 4.
All right.
And you get your
That's
Sunday
4.
show.
That's like $500.
Your Friday show. Well, they're $45 each.
See?
Yeah, exactly.
That's nuts.
It's crazy.
All right.
It's crazy when you think about it. Have fun, man. Phoenix, Metallica.
That'll be fun. Is your daughter going?
If she gets her own tickets.
Yeah, whatever. I'm going to text her and say, hey, Erica, your dad said it'd be cool if you just go to the Metallica show. As long as you get him a T-shirt.
Well,
she's got your credit card.
She can go to the pop-up store. Well, the scary part is she could actually just call John over at Awesome Tickets.
Put it on your card.
Although John is always kind enough to say, hey, I heard from your daughter. You good with this?
That's awesome, dude.
My kid's not stupid.
Yeah, no.
Unfortunately, in that area.
That's very cool. Very cool.
That's what it boils down to. The most talked about third string quarterback seemingly in the history of the NFL with the Dallas Cowboys. I thought it was interesting this morning watching between Get Up and First Take, and a lot of it was Greeny and Dan Orlovsky and Tannenbaum, but then the conversation carried in between both shows about, is this a good move or a bad move by the Dallas Cowboys? And I think so many of us are still split. There's nobody that's like, who gives a damn? It's a third string quarterback. You either love it or you hate.
There is no
trade.
middle ground.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I found that out this morning. Go to the gym. Everybody's still talking about this thing, and you're on one side or the other. There was no middle ground. And it's, you know how I feel about it, but it's over. It's done. So I'm going to move on and we'll see what happens. But I had my say.
Well, and you look at it, but one of the things that I heard this morning, and, between the conversation that they were having, boy, I was disagreeing with so much of what I was hearing, and then went, you know what? They have a point. Nobody really knows how good Trey Lance is, so you can't really call him a bust at this point. He hasn't played enough football to be a bust. He won the starting job last year and then got hurt. And then he didn't win the starting job back because of Brock Purdy. Very similar to, say, Dak Prescott was the third string quarterback and because of injuries, got the job and never gave it back. Tony Romo ended up in a booth, and, well, for that matter, so did Kellen Moore. He ended up on the coaching staff. And you wonder when Brock Purdy won that job, with Trey Lance, sure, Trey Lance didn't beat him out, but it's too early to say if he is a complete bust. And the Cowboys kicking the tires on a guy that was taken in the first round. They had a second-round grade on him. Most in the NFL either had a first or second-round grade on him. From that standpoint, it's a logical trade for the Dallas Cowboys to see what they have in them.
Well, here's the issue. Look, not only did he not beat out Brock Purdy, he didn't beat out Sam Darnold. So he was third string. He played terrible in the preseason. It was awful. Now, look, fourth-round pick, everybody kind of poo-poos that like it's nothing. Hey, there have been a lot of pretty good fourth-round picks. Let me think. Dak Prescott?
Yeah.
He was a fourth-round pick. Tom Brady was a fifth-round pick. Look, it doesn't matter. Those picks are valuable. Those picks can turn into something. Look, if Trey Lance turns into something in Dallas, so be it. But if the San Francisco 49ers gave up everything to move up to get this guy and then let him walk, you can't sit there and tell me that they don't know something.
Well,
I mean, they're pretty good judges of talent, I would think, just like every other NFL team.
Well,
and they've got to know something.
And maybe for whatever reason, that wasn't the right spot for him, because San Francisco and they've had a great team. And they've had a lot of wins and some good playoff runs, and they've even been to a Super Bowl with a quarterback that they tried to get rid of like 14 times in Jimmy Garoppolo, right?
Yeah.
And so, when you look at their judge of quarterback, sometimes you can look at it and you just look at the names and what they've done and you go, it's kind of a mess, which is exactly what Jimmy G said on a podcast yesterday.
He did.
We don't know, did Sam Darnold beat out Trey Lance, or did Trey Lance ask out of San Francisco because Brock Purdy is the guy? And Brock Purdy, coming back from his arm injury, when they made him the starting quarterback before training camp started, we don't know that Trey Lance just didn't ask out, and they do him a solid to get to move on from him. They gave up a lot to get him, but once they knew he wasn't their guy because they were going with Brock Purdy, then it's very easy to say, all right, You're number 3 until we can find a trade partner for you.
Well, and the problem is, look, everybody knew Brock Purdy was going to be the guy. I mean, they said that from the beginning. If he's healthy, he's the guy. Trey Lance was given an opportunity in preseason to show what he had. Now, if he asked out, so be it.
It's almost like did he hit the transfer portal?
I can't see San Francisco say, oh, sure, we're going to do you a solid. We gave up a treasure trove for you, but yeah, we're going to do you a solid. I don't know. Look, he was horrible in the preseason, and I'm not going to say he's a bust. He was a bust in San Francisco. He's too damn young to be a bust completely. But I just think that San Francisco knows something. All right, if they see something, they saw something. Is it the system? Perhaps. Maybe the system in Dallas fits him better. But we're not going to know that. We're not even going to know if Mike McCarthy will be his head coach. So you don't know what kind of system, if he would fit in Mike McCarthy's system or not. I mean, you really don't. So there's a lot of unknowns to this guy. And if Dallas thinks a 4th-round pick is a good opportunity, then so be it. They obviously did. They made the deal. We'll see what happens.
And again, the other part of the conversation that I thought was interesting from Greeny, that Dak Prescott, $60 million cap hit next year, has a no-trade clause, and he cannot be tagged again, even though he's not ready for – you wouldn't tag him next year anyway.
Right.
If the Cowboys decide to move on from Dak Prescott, and even if they cut him, it would be a huge cap hit, but not $60 million.
It'd be about $35 million.
And even though he has a no-trade clause, we know that he could be traded.
Sure.
Ask Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
But if the Cowboys decide, all right, Dak, you're not the guy, and they try to move him and get rid of him, they've got a whole year of working with Trey Lance. Even though he's not going to get any game action, they're going to see how he studies, see how he looks in practice, what kind of leader he is, what kind of teammate. You almost get a year-long audition to see if he is somebody that could be your future quarterback, or if, quite frankly, being the 3rd string, You get some other teams that have injuries. Maybe they turn that Trey Lance, where they gave up a 4th, into a 2nd-round pick if somebody gets desperate and just needs somebody who is capable of playing. Because, again, to their point this morning, this guy did win the starting job in San Francisco last year on a team that ended up in the NFC Championship game, even though he wasn't the quarterback that got him there. But last year he did win that starting job.
Well, and I question that in some respects because they gave up everything for him. Why wouldn't you start this guy? I mean, he was the guy. Everybody thought he was the guy. They gave up a ton for him. And so you put him in there. It's just like C.J. Stroud getting the starting job in Houston. That's a no-brainer. And even though DeMeco Ryans took his time in doing that, everybody knew it was going to happen. Bryce Young, starter in Carolina. You knew it was going to happen. Now, the Anthony Richardson thing surprised me a little bit, but, you take him high in the draft, so he's the starter. So I don't know. It's got to be a combination of both in that respect. Did he win the job, or was it good enough because of everything they gave up that they gave it to him? Look, when it comes to Trey Lance, I don't know what Jerry Jones was thinking. I think the timing was bad. I would have preferred if that trade happened, it happened in the preseason, so you could actually get a look at this guy. The problem is they're not going to get a look at him except in practice. There will be no game action unless, by some chance, maybe when they play the Arizona Cardinals, they're up 35-0, and you stick Lance in and see how he does.
Yeah, unless he's the backup quarterback, because if he's the 3rd-string quarterback, the emergency dude,
that's right.
He only gets to play if everybody else has been hurt, and you almost don't want to see that.
No, you don't want to see that.
Maybe on that week against Arizona, you're the up 40, down 40 guy. Maybe they make him active that one day and have Cooper Rush as the emergency just to see what they have. But even then, I think it's too soon. I mean, you look at it, and it's seemingly so unfair to Trey Lance, even though we all know in the football world, life isn't fair.
No,
but you get traded. Your first practice is roster cut down day. How much time does Mike McCarthy and that offensive staff have to spend with Trey Lance to get him caught up to speed in reality as they get ready for the New York Giants and start installing a game plan? This guy is going to be so far behind probably for the first month of the season. In reality, it's just go hang out, watch, and learn. We'll start working with you when we get into a regular season rhythm.
Well, and what I thought was good, and look, and for all the things I say about Dak Prescott on the field, I mean, and I just don't think he can get it done. However, I will never argue that Dak Prescott is not a good leader and a good teammate. Already out there today, I've seen video and pictures of him talking to Trey Lance, explaining things to him, showing him the ropes. And in that respect, maybe it's something that Lance didn't have in San Francisco, was a veteran quarterback to learn from.
Because I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo helped him all
probably
that much.
not. And look, they were already tired of Jimmy Garoppolo there. Garoppolo was tired of them, all of that stuff. So it was a different situation. This situation, I think Dak will help him. Is it enough? We'll see. But I respect Dak Prescott for swallowing his pride, knowing he's the guy. He knows that, at least for this year, and taking Trey Lance under his wing like that.
I think the other part of it too, he really is no threat to Dak Prescott.
No, certainly not this year, for sure.
Well, and I just look at Dak's contract. I just don't see any way the Cowboys truly move away from him. I mean, just the financial ramifications at this point. Say, get him a new deal, lower that cap hit for next year, because Mike is going to get so much money.
CeeDee Lamb
is going to get so much money. And because you've already paid Diggs, and you're going to pay CeeDee, and you're going to pay Micah, it's not like you could cut Dak loose, have his big cap number on your books in a year in which you've sent him, I don't know, to whatever other team he lands with, and we just have a year of suckage while we try to write the books with an 80-year-old owner and guys that are already on big-time contracts. I don't see that as a real situation for the Cowboys. Dak will get his new deal, and all this talk about a third-string quarterback is going to be that. Just talk, because maybe he'll soon be a second-string quarterback.
Well, I tell you what, I hope they don't sign Dak to a new contract. And look, if he doesn't do the job this year, I don't think Jerry Jones is going to be patient and keep him around 2 or 3 more years. I think Jerry bites the bullet. He does something. And as far-fetched as a Matthew Stafford is, who knows? I could see that as a bridge, as a gap to get it done, or to get to Trey Lance, or to get to somebody you draft next year, or whatever the case may be. But I believe Jerry is out of patience with Dak Prescott. And if that means he's got to eat some money, then I think he eats the money if Dak doesn't get it done this year.
Joe hasn't hit the samples yet, so people are texting that in at 210-656
what, that,
ESPN.
How far-fetched is that?
3776. 9407. He's young. There's time. Maybe performance, the fluctuation in performance is maturity. Maybe he develops and becomes tradable. And 6179 texted in, Indy traded Stephon Gilmore for a 5th. Just because Lance got traded for a 4th doesn't mean he's a bad football player.
He hasn't played well yet. Okay, so that's I'm going to say that he's 23 years old. He's a young man. There is time, yes, but he hasn't played well yet. Sometimes, I hate to break it to you guys, sometimes people don't translate from college to the NFL. And sometimes that happens.
Shocker.
I mean, sometimes it happens. There is a lengthy list of guys drafted high that are now gone.
One of them plays for the New York Jets, and he gets to sit backseat to Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
And we're getting a look into that car through Hard Knocks, which was phenomenal last night. We'll talk about that. Coming up next here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're dealing with any issues at the house with your plumbing or your AC, there is only one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC at 210-651-5899, 651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios, big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. At Quartermoon, they do not have commissioned sales reps. They'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quartermoon, they are green certified. Plumbing, AC, 210-651-5899 is the phone number. 651-5899 or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
It's R&R in the morning.
Thursday on R&R in the morning, we get you the sounds from the star. We'll hear from some Cowboy players about how things are going with Trey Lance on board. Also, college football is back, baby. Headlined by Florida, headed to take on the 14th ranked Utes.
The Athletic tells us there are 5 tiers of NBA player worth notes. The Spurs have 2 on 2 different tiers. The party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Paid for by government.com. Have you heard? Morgan's silver dollars are back for 2023. For the 100th anniversary, the U.S. Mint released the first legal tender Morgans in 100 years. They sold out instantly. Now, Morgan's silver 23, minted in 99.9% pure silver, but only 275,000 coins were minted, and they will go fast. The entire market and experts agree this is a big deal and an amazing opportunity for both coin and silver buyers. Just call 1-800-859-1518, and you are guaranteed a 2023 brand new uncirculated 99.9% pure silver Morgan dollar. But with limited quantities, you must call now. To learn more, call 1-800-859-1518. Plus, you'll receive a free bonus Patriots pack, new and improved, a $25 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-859-1518 now to secure your new 2023 Morgan silver dollars before they are gone. That's 1-800-859-1518.
I'm Ty Burrell, actor and small business owner. I'm going to show you my 5 steps for making the perfect radio ad. This one's about innovation refunds and the ERC. First step, be relatable. As a small business owner, I know that filing for the ERC tax refund can feel complicated and confusing. Also, I like pizza and puppies. There, done. Step 2, cold hard info. The ERC, or Employee Retention Credit for long, is a tax credit for eligible businesses that kept employees on payroll in 2020 and 2021. So if you qualify, Innovation Refunds Network of Independent Tax Attorneys could help you claim it. Step 3, call to action. Go to innovationrefunds.com to get started. Step 4, the jingle I wrote myself. Actually, scratch that. Just go to innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS and go to step 5. Legal stuff.
Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal advice. We work with an independent network of tax professionals. Terms and conditions apply. Ty is a paid spokesman.
Yeah, it's a masterpiece.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T.
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text PEC to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text PEC to 321-321. That's PEC to 321-321.
Score $1,000 cash for back to school and another $1K for your favorite school or charity. Register to win now at sasportstar.com. Good luck from the Institute for Functional Health and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix, live out at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3, which is Highway 90 in Montgomery. We're here till 6 o'clock. They're open much later with Silver Star Vodka, $14.99 a handle.
That's crazy. I will have a couple of them in tow with me as I leave here.
You know, our golf tournament's coming up October 2nd. Make sure you get signed up at sasportsstart.com. $400 for a foursome. If you sign up as an individual, it's $120 a player.
Get a team.
We
Come on.
sell out every year. So get your friends together, figure out who's playing, or, you know, even if you don't know who's playing, just get the foursome taken care of now at sasportsstart.com. Our Fall Golf Classic brought to you by the Lofts of Jesse Hernandez, Flight by Yingling, Twin Peaks Renewal by Anderson, Meritage Homes, and of course our after party will be at Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar, and it all benefits the Lupus Foundation of America's Lone Star chapter.
Well, it's always fun out at Slackers, the after party, for sure. So the whole day is a lot of fun, which is nice, and so looking forward to that October the 2nd. So I know even Minix can wind up 3 friends.
For 3 friends that golf. Yeah.
Well, sure.
Well, it's easy for me because I'm always the D player.
Well,
I mean,
I understand why. I played with you a couple times.
I mean, and you're what, the BC?
No, I'm the A player. I'm the A- player.
Well, look, if you're the A player on your foursome, then we know you're in line for the booby prize.
I think I give Pledge a little bit of there, but I'm right there.
I mean, you think about, like, if we were to take our on-air staff and let's include Pledge, I won't include Edwin.
I don't think Edwin plays.
I don't think Edwin plays. It would probably be Pledge, you, either one is AB. And with our on-air staff, we wouldn't have a C player. It'd be me and Rudy, doubling up for the D player. Then you got Rob.
Rob is the F player?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Rob play. He's
when he remembers his clubs,
he's got some work to do.
He would be out there. I mean, he's like everybody else. There's 3 or 4 that you go, all right, that's why I do it.
Hey, and if it's a scramble,
that's all you need.
You contribute a couple of shots and you're okay. So it's a lot of fun out there. There's gonna be a lot of characters out there. There'll be a lot to drink out there, a lot to eat out there. So make your plans. October 2nd.
Have you? Well, never mind.
What?
You guys? Well, I was going to say, did you watch Hard Knocks last night?
No.
But you are anti-good television. And
okay.
Hard Knocks last night was really good. I just think just because, I don't know, you plant your flag and so you won't go back and say you watch it because you felt like it's run its course. In Hard Knocks this year, the season has been a roller coaster. The first episode was great. The second episode sucked. Last night was fantastic.
So that was the third.
And I think, yeah.
How many episodes are there?
I don't know.
Well, you're a big Hard Knock guy.
It was Tuesday night when HBO says there's a new one in the queue. I watch it. Or Tuesday night, whatever. I mean, I don't know.
What day is it?
What day is it?
Hump day.
Good Lord. That is a sample-free Joe Reinagel. In fact, our friend Lisa Gillespie texted, your boy Joe is out of control. Maggie versus Mackie, Hump Day, his impersonation of the Apple Store guy, I just can't.
Guess what day it is?
Hump Day.
So,
Hump Day.
One of the things, were you a Sopranos guy?
Yeah, I was. And you know what? I've watched it more now than when it was actually on.
Sopranos was so good. And last night, Hard Knocks did a great Sopranos open with Robert Saleh driving to the game. The music, some of the video clip. It was very well done last night. But during the game, which Aaron Rodgers played his first preseason game, there's some knucklehead for the Giants that pushed Aaron late, right?
He did.
And the guy took a couple of steps and hit him. And Aaron went off like the diva we all thought he would be.
Bootleg out to the left, flipping it left. McCole Hardman.
Bro, yeah. Show some respect, bro. Come on, what the fuck is that? 5 damn steps? I don't even know who you are, bro. I don't know who you don't. I'll never heard of you.
And the officials having to separate Jihad Ward and Aaron Rodgers. Drops back, lobs one, front left pylon. It is caught. Garrett Wilson. It's a jet touchdown.
Poke the bear. I ain't doing that, bro. I'm not heard of you. Then I gave him the line that's uncome back with the ball. I said, I don't even know who you are. And he said, I don't know who you are. I said, bull.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers has turned into one of these lovable guys now.
Oh, likable. Let's not get carried away.
I mean, the guy was a real donkey in Green Bay, and now everybody kind of rooting for this guy.
I mean, maybe you go into a cave for 4 days and you come out a different guy. I don't know, but he is likable, and he's right. I mean, this guy with the Giants, and I couldn't even tell you who it was.
Jihad Ward.
All right. Do you know Jihad Ward?
No.
Right? Can you tell me where did he go to college?
I have no clue.
Aaron, what is he?
I think he's a bum.
Yes, right. But to hear Aaron on the side, that guy, he said he doesn't know who I am.
Exactly.
I gave him something that he couldn't come back. What did he say? Uncomebackable with?
Uncomebackable.
Right? I don't know who you are.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb on Ward's part because. Yeah, you play football, you know who Aaron Rodgers is.
Well, that's it. I mean, come on. I don't know who you are.
Yeah, whatever.
And again, here's a guy trying to make a name for himself, and he hits Aaron Rodgers. He does. Aaron gets in his face, of course, with the referee right there. You know, I mean, you can be you're not going to get hit back, right? But it was funny, and he's likable, and it pisses me off that Aaron Rodgers in Hard Knocks is likable.
He really is. And I saw that video clip. I didn't watch Hard Knocks, but I saw the video clip today. And I thought, man, that's really funny. And you know, and I'm going to give, well, I'm not going to give him. But you go to a different place, sometimes it helps.
A change of scenery.
Breath of fresh air, I've heard.
Well, and Nathaniel Hackett, who's an interesting guy. You could say what he was as a head coach of the Denver Broncos. Not that I want to go all Sean Payton, but we were all saying it last year in the middle of that disastrous season. But his whole explanations last night of team, fun, dancing, the way he carries himself, he's a guy that you want to go have some beers with.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really does come across as that guy. And by the way, they don't call it red zone. They don't call it green zone. They call it gold zone. Because it's just from the Goldfinger movie, so it's Gold Zone. But the I mean, just all of it. It's really good. If you haven't been watching Hard Knocks, long weekend coming up. You're trying to binge watch something, catch up on it. Episode 2 kind of sucks. And last night you got the first real boy, you're rooting for this underdog guy, and they set this kid up. I mean, undrafted receiver, and he's getting ready for the game, and, gets a Sharpie and writes on his arm, live your dream, and he goes out there, and, he's playing in the fourth quarter, so this guy isn't going to make it, and then, of course, he's cut. And my wife is sitting there going, why do they always have to leave with a trash bag with all their stuff? And it's true. Every time you watch these things, the NFL guys, they show up with suitcases, but when they're fired, they all leave with a Glad bag. I mean, a hefty bag just full of their stuff.
Because it looks good.
But it's that way at every facility, not just Hard Knocks. But, the team issue bag, you don't get to take that home with you. You get a trash bag with your cleats.
Oh, my goodness. We laugh about it, but all those guys, I mean, I've had dreams just coming to an end for a bunch of those guys. Now, some guys come back to the practice squad, yes, and they can continue, but some of those guys, they're done. Football's over.
Hello, USFL.
Exactly.
Hello,
right.
San Antonio Brahmas.
Yeah.
Can I catch on with the XFL? Now, some get back to the practice squad, which isn't a bad life. Who's back on the Cowboys practice squad? We'll tell you next here on the Blitz, live out of Texas Cheer Liquor number 3, Highway 90 in Montgomery on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Texas A&M football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday night at 5, it's the Aggies and New Mexico. Presented by Ewald Kubota, ABC Home and Commercial Services, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I'm Tamron Hall. Eggs are a staple in our diets, and there's only one egg with more delicious farm-fresh taste plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best, with more vitamins, including 6 times more vitamin D and 10 times more vitamin E, plus 25% less saturated fat than ordinary eggs. Available in so many delicious varieties: classic, cage-free, and organic. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Listen up, sports bettors. This is Rudy J here to tell you about my favorite sports book and casino. That's BetUS.com. I only endorse one sports book, and that's BetUS.com. They're celebrating their 30th year of sports betting service with a special offer up to 30 risk-free bets. That's right. Get Bet Protect and get started today by visiting BetUS.com or give them a call at 1-800-MY-BETUS. That's 1-800-692-3887 to learn about all their bonuses and special offers. That's BetUS.com, sportsbook and casino, where the game begins.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney and owner of the Thompson Law Firm right here in San Antonio. In the short amount of time I have to talk to you, I want you to remember 2 things. First, if you or a family member is injured in an auto collision, remember, you need to call an attorney as soon as you can after the collision. I don't have enough time to tell you the many, many reasons why, but trust me, the earlier you contact an attorney, the better. Second, when you call is as important as who you call. I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've been representing people injured in motor vehicle and trucking collisions for 28 years. Each place their trust in me to do everything it takes to attain a just and fair recovery and to get honest, trustworthy legal advice. You can trust me to do the same for you. If you or a family member have been injured, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400 or at my website, alawyerforus.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Tour a Meritage home to start living the dream of owning a new home. Each Meritage home is built with the energy and money-saving features like spray foam insulation and high-performance air filtration. Check out any of our communities across the San Antonio metro area and find the perfect fit to start a life built better. Go to meritagehomes.com/San Antonio to learn more and to schedule a private or virtual appointment today. That's meritagehomes.com/San Antonio. Actual energy savings and performance may vary. Meritage Homes is an equal housing opportunity builder.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here. I want to tell you about a company that I know a lot about. At least I know a lot about the folks that run it. It's called Woods Comfort Systems. These are good folks, and I tell you what, they've been in business a long time. They know what they're doing, and they are going to treat you right. I've known the Woods family, well, most of my life. I grew up with the Woods family back in my hometown of Alice, Texas. And Woods Comfort Systems right now has a great deal for you. If you've been looking for a new energy-efficient AC system for your home, well, today is the right day to do that. Right now at Woods Comfort Systems, you can take advantage of up to $2,500 in rebates, a free 12-year parts and labor warranty, and you get a free Solaris indoor air quality package to boot. Take advantage of these special offers. Give them a call, 877-324-6902, or get them online at woodscomfortsystems.com. Woods Comfort System. Comfort is their middle name. License number 16934C.
This is Rudy J from R&R in the Morning. Join us tomorrow morning at 6 on your ride to work. Now, more with the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. You can follow us on Twitter at Joe Reinagle 210. Tweet at me at Jason Minix, the station at sasportstar.com. We're out here at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3, which is 90 and Montgomery, for a couple more minutes, and we can hit some samples. They're open later, so come on by. You know you got to stock up for Labor Day weekend.
And you still got that Silver Star vodka over there, and I think it's till 6 o'clock, so if you come in here, $14.99. And even if you don't, it's $19.99. So,
yeah,
I mean,
but
either
if you
way.
come in and say, I thought it was 14, they'll take care of you.
You think so?
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, if AD is left, yeah, the nice people that work behind the register, we'll take care of you.
Yeah. It's 6 o'clock.
Yeah. AD's leaving at 6. He's got to go home to a
deadline.
baby. Absolutely. We got a great family that just walked in. And I love hearing stories like this. First off, kid's a freshman on the Medina Valley football team.
Yeah.
Plays right tackle and defensive tackle, and he's a pitcher on the baseball team. And, Dad is telling me his son makes them listen every morning, 6:15 on the way to practice to Rob and Rudy, and then afterwards at night, and the mom is just forced to listen. And apparently they get riled up with our conversation and sometimes forget to pay attention to the road.
Well, that happens, I would imagine. But look, don't let mom fool you over there, okay? Because mom is a huge fan. She just likes to pretend like she's not.
Yeah, I'm forced to listen to you guys.
Yeah, I'm forced.
But when you talked about this and you talked about that, Joe, you're an idiot. I mean,
I don't think she said that at all.
Exactly.
I think you misunderstood Jason.
No, because she said you're funny, but that other guy, he's just, that's exactly
that's
what
it.
And then you walked over and said, "Hi, I'm Joe," and she's like, "I know."
She loves me.
Hi, I'm Joe Reinagle.
She loves me.
I know.
She loves me. So I'm assuming that everybody at Medina Valley is listening. And if they're not, it's your job to get them to.
Absolutely. Tell your friends.
Tell all your friends.
Make them listen. Make them listen. I remember years and years ago, and I don't know if they still do this, but when I was doing Smithson Valley High School football, and we were playing Medina Valley. And at the old Ranger Stadium, they had one room for 2 radio stations, which is kind of a pain in the ass. Both broadcast crews in the same room. And let me change my words here. The broadcast crew for Medina Valley, when they were going to break, it's like, all right, it's, 24-17. We're back after this. And all 3 of those guys would scream, Panther football. It was the most annoying thing. And so when it was like 50-something to 14, I was feeling pretty good because they were less enthusiastic with their ridiculous out cue going to commercial break.
Well, I mean, that happens, right?
I don't know. Do they still do that? You're listening to, and all of them, Panther football. It's
that's cool. I like that. That's fantastic.
It's
my good friend Daryl Habe was a big star at Medina Valley back in the day. And I don't know. There's probably a statue out there for that guy.
Well, I mean,
at least with the way he talks,
he could afford to put one up out there.
Well, I'm just saying. The way he talks, he was a big stud for Medina Valley out there back in the day. So Well, Daryl, if you're listening, I'm trying to prop you up.
Back in the day, were they 1A?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, I've met Daryl. I mean,
I don't think so.
He was a big star out there when they had leather helmets and played literally in the cornfield. Did they not?
That's very true.
Was it actually Medina Valley High School or Castroville School K through 12?
I know he lived in Castroville and went to Medina Valley, and he tells some good stories about the football days back at when he was a Panther.
So is he the friend that you often refer to as Al Bundy? Oh, my days at Polk High?
No. But, Daryl, he'll have a story or two out there.
What position did he play?
He was a quarterback.
Well, of course he was.
Yeah, he was. And I think he was a quarterback. Running back.
How many stories have you heard?
Well,
he played all 13 starting positions.
When you listen to Daryl, I think he played. It was just one against the other 11. I mean, that's all they needed. It was just him against everybody.
Well, all right, but I'm just trying to think. I mean, it's kind of like you telling stories about your great wide receiver days in Alice, Texas, when you never threw the ball.
They never threw the ball in Alice. It was a triple option.
I was the starting wide receiver on a team that doesn't throw.
So I was Dalton Schultz. I didn't block very well.
Well, I mean, but you were a wide receiver, right? Not a tight end.
Well, yeah, which makes it worse for Dalton
because you were so good they didn't want you anywhere near the play.
Exactly right. Just go to the mailbox and stand there,
dude.
That was kind of my deal.
I saw a guy a couple weeks ago at a restaurant, and he was telling me he played for Cal Allen under Phil Danaher.
Oh wow,
same thing, but he was a wide receiver.
Yeah,
he's like I didn't realize it at the time, but I was the worst kid on the team, so they made me a wide receiver.
That's exactly right.
Because in those offenses, that's where the worst kids play.
You know what? We had orange jerseys. It's kind of like our Medina Valley friend there, but that's what it looked like. Same color as the football.
Yeah.
So the other teams used to get a little upset because you couldn't find the football.
That's what it boils down to. It is the Blitz tomorrow. We are live out at the Rue Pub, 281 and Redland Road. We'll be out there tomorrow, 2 to 6. Rob and Rudy get you going tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
Your home for the Cowboys.
Prescott all the way, runs it in for the touchdown.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville. San Antonio's Sports Center.